Hello, 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 everybody. How's it all going today? Holy crap, technical difficulties. Actually, it was it was a pretty big brain fart, wasn't it? We I was like, why the fuck won't it bring? See, the thing is, it wouldn't bring like you guys will all be able to see like you see this window moves around, and these are like windows that you stack on OBS, and so I was trying to get the face rig to work on there, and it wasn't coming in for some reason. And I guess when you're taking the webcam feed to another source, it wouldn't even bring this window up. So like I was like, if it had brought the window up and it was empty, that would have been a different problem. But I'm like, it won't even bring the window up. So we had to figure that out. But here we are. We figured it out, and we are live. So far, I've only got 2 people with me right now, but I did put out some extra invites. I'll have to double check, see if anybody else was coming. And if they're not, they're not. But we have Sir Ragical the Unhallowed Knight here. How are you doing today?
I'm perfectly fine here, and I just saw that I can show my screen. I can also stream my what do you call it?
I've got
the background.
I've got a 10-second delay, so if you porn bomb me, I've got a few seconds to make a run with the. I got a couple seconds to spit my drink at the screen and spit my drink at the screen and hit the scrap delay button or whatever. I got a bit of time. I was putting like, it depends. If I'm putting if I have a debate, let's say, like I'm trying to work on a debate with a flat earther, everybody right now. He's Rad Vlad is his name, and typical of flat earth. Yeah, well, typical of flat earthers. He's needs a step-by-step instruction manual on how to talk into a computer with a microphone. And so yes, well, I'm working with him. You know, I listen. I think he seems legit. I actually don't think. I don't think it's like, no, I can't figure out how to get this to work at all. I'll never be able to make it. I'm sorry. You know, it's not it's not quite like that. It does seem like he just legitimately doesn't see, like a lot of these guys, they pull up their phone, they film something. You know, you look at Dan Pratt, like, does Dan Pratt even have a computer? Or is that all off his phone? Like, I get suspicion it's all off of his phone.
I think he just uses his phone.
That's what I think.
That's all I see.
That's what I think. I think he just uses his phone. And I think a lot of these guys are just using their phones, right? So, but I get it.
To be fair, he did figure out vertical videos are bad. So, he is kind of ahead of the game.
It's funny is I always film shit in vertical, and then afterwards when you're trying to like piece it together, you're like, shit. You're like, oh, what do I do with this? You gotta like blur you gotta do that double blur thing where like you know, give it some sort of background, or take its own image, insert it to its own self, so at least you get that nice colored background that goes with the video. But
now you know what you should have done.
What's that?
Not film it in vertical.
Yeah, well, it's like a force of habit. I pulled the phone up and I film it, and then when I'm done, I look at it and go, "Good job, Gramps." And then we got I didn't introduce him. Hold on, before we keep going here, I just got to make sure we all say hi to, before we forget him, because we only got 3 of us, so it shouldn't be too hard. You guys, when you're introducing the shills, Jesus, it's like I can go get a drink, make a coffee before you guys get around to me. But we got Sarcastic Barman here. I saw he was online, sent the invitation out. It's always good to have our friends from across the pond. And what are you up to?
Good evening. I'm having a fucking awesome day. It's been one of those days of just like nice, chilled, everything's going well, sub counts are going up, loads of comments, really happy, like yay!
I'm when I say this, keep in mind that I am a drunken sailor. I'm gonna start I'll let everybody know that let's start trying to reduce our F-bombs on the very least my channel. I don't care, by the way. Okay. I wasn't. Well, you've seen my content. I will swear, okay, and I will swear without thinking about it, and it'll be an accident, and I won't even know I did it. I'm the kind of person where my wife will be like, "That was some bad language," you know, with the kids in the back of the car, and I'll be like, "What? I didn't say a thing." She's like, "That was 3 F words," and I'm like, "What?" They just kind of come out. So I'm with you, but I'm trying this. You know, Unirock was kind of doing it, and they are getting a lot more. I don't know. I think your growth pattern will probably be better if you could try to cut out some of the hard Fs, especially, right? I really that AI is reading every word. It's got that script down, and if you too many hard Fs in there, and you may not be like age gated, but I bet you it doesn't push you anymore.
No.
So yeah, because they want
No,
that family
I
friendly.
am bad at dropping.
Well,
those
you
words.
English, you're on a different level, anyways. It's all. Like yeah, some of it's dialect too, like in the sense of like we all, you go to different places. Some of the things that you would say over there, well, especially in America, I would imagine, but in other places are, bad words. But yeah, I've been working on. Sorry, go ahead.
We could always go the Firefly route. They weren't allowed to swear on television, so they went into Chinese swearing.
They did, yeah. Who else did the same?
What did they do on
Battlestar Galactica as well?
Well, Frackin', was that actually?
Frackin'.
Yeah,
Is that actually an?
that was Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, but what did they say on? I know what you're talking about, Radical, but I'm trying to remember what they said on Firefly. What was the word?
Even the Chinese people didn't understand them, so that doesn't really matter what they said. It just sounds Chinese.
That could be bad acting.
Really bad pronunciations of. I mean, they were trying, but it was Chinese, by the way. But it wasn't really well. It wasn't well understood by the actual Chinese people. They were like, "What did they just say?"
Firefly is one of those shows that I
Chinese.
think should have got a bit of longer run.
Yeah, it was wrongly advertised and it had a wrong slot on television, so basically no one was watching.
Had Fox as the owners. That's the other problem. I mean, let's face it.
They didn't know what to do with the show.
They don't know what to do with half the shows they get. I love that Family Guy episode where he gets up there. Does anybody remember that one where he gets up there and he says, he's like, oh, they did that typical thing where they come on and he goes, oh no, we've been canceled, like, because they're back on, right? And they go, oh, and they do the whole talk about how they've been canceled. It's like, is there any hope for us? They did the same thing with Futurama, but I don't know, Family Guy,
breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, but what's funny is he goes, I think he's like, I suppose if good shows like blah, 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 and he lists the shows that they had gone through in that time, Fox, and it was insane. And Firefly was in there. There was all kinds of TV shows that were in there. Hold on, I've got it right here.
Everybody, I got
right here. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go, everybody. Window capture? No, that's you. Window capture. I gotta be careful not to just turn on window captures because it's there's nothing back there, but at the same time, like I have no idea what those windows are, and it's like, here you go, just everybody take a look at this window, see what's on it. Tell me what you see.
Boom, porn on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Well, listen, if you see my Google, like when I was doing that Speedy making a thumbnail, a couple of the shots, it goes to like my desktop, or like I went to like Google Chrome, and like it's like the thumb, like it's got like the was like most used, I guess, like the bottom, it's like you porn and stuff on the bottom. I'm like, yeah, I'll blur that out. I'm not ashamed. Fuck you all.
Or if you type something in the Google, your suggestions come up, eh?
Oh yeah. Well, that could be based on global suggestions. Everybody likes German fart porn.
Isn't it Brazilian fart porn?
I'm not sure. It could be anybody farting on anybody. I'm just kidding.
That's a South Park thing,
terrible. Right? That is a South Park joke. I remember. Yeah.
How is that even a thing?
I love it. That's what I just think it's hilarious. South Park is amazing. I think that's one of the best shows. Yeah, this is it here. Let me just bring this to the right level here. And then I've got to crop it a little bit, everybody. And you're not seeing anything I'm doing. I'm doing all this in studio mode now because I'm smart like a beaver. Beavers are smart, I've heard. Ooh. Yeah, here we go.
Trying to show off.
Smart ass or smart?
All right. And transition. There we go.
everybody, I got bad news. We've been canceled.
Oh, no. Peter, how could they do that?
Well, unfortunately, Lois, there's just no more room on the schedule. We've just got to accept the fact that Fox has to make room for terrific shows like Dark Angel, Titus, Undeclared, Action, That 80s Show, Wonder Falls, Fast Lane, Andy Richter Controls the Universe, Skin, Girls Club, Cracking Up, The Pits, Firefly, Get Real, Freaky Links,
Firefly.
Wanda at Large,
Yeah, it's in there.
Costello, The Lone Gunman,
Oh my
A
God,
Minute
the
with Stan
list.
Hooper, Normal, Ohio,
Yeah, that's
Pasadena,
what I do.
Harsh Realm,
They go
King
down
Eddie,
lists.
The Street, American Embassy, Cedric the Entertainer, The Tick, Louie.
Oh my
and Greg the
God,
Bunny.
listen to
Is
them
there
all.
no hope?
Well, I suppose if all those shows go down the tubes, we might have a shot.
Ah.
Such a long
I've
lead up
been-
for such a short joke.
They did the
Family
same.
Guy for you.
They did the same thing with if anybody remembers Futurama. We were canceled. Do you guys remember that one? Because
I don't think I do. No.
This is
I'm.
this is the Fox. Like, this is what Fox does, right? Like, what happens is they come back, and I think that, I don't know if Fox owned it still at that point, but anyways, they came back and it was like, oh, we were canceled, all this kind of stuff. And then finally, it's like, well, what happened? It's like, well, the people at the Box Network, and it shows the big, like, skyscraper as it's zooming in on it, and you see the words Box Network, and the neon on the sign glitches out, and it goes Fox, like a bunch of times as it glitches and stuff, and it shows them. It's like, oh, those idiots at the Box Network are fired for incompetence. So it looks like we got another chance or something like that. So,
That does sound familiar, actually, now. Because I've been watching, they're on Amazon at the moment, so I'm going like, oh, I fancy watching an episode. Ah, I'll watch another episode. What else is on at the moment on there? The Tick, as it was mentioned on there. That stuff is
Spoon.
fucking hilarious.
here's the Box
I love
Network
their.
here.
They needed a action phrase, right?
Oh,
it
I'm
comes up
still. I realized I still.
Spoon.
Oh, they were still sitting there looking at the screen, so that's actually fine. I put it back. My bad. I
I
forgot
just
I'm in.
sent you some Firefly Chinese, by the way. Ota
Go on.
Shenshi Gunai Odejan, and it means, oh, this is a happy.
Oh yeah, they would fucking yell at each. She would like stop and like say something down the hall at him or something like that, and then go into the mechanical room. She all pissed off. She was upset because she couldn't let that guy.
Yes.
She needed to use a vibrator and couldn't let that guy in there. Oh, that's the movie. Either way, she was just. Remember, I love that part. Actually, she's like, what did she say? She's like, what, this whole time? She's like, it's been like 2 years. I haven't had something between my nethers. Didn't run on batteries. Oh my God, I could not hear that.
That was
Like,
the
he
one.
fucking he's a good actor. I like him, and his response was just like, oh, he just like covers his ears, like fuck me, like. See, I'm bad for
Oh,
swearing.
Nathan Fillion. Oh, he's
Nathan
awesome.
Fillion. I like Nathan Fillion. He's good shit.
That man is charisma incarnate.
Oh no, he's awesome. I think he's awesome. I wonder if Logical's around.
Did you see that scene where one of their war buddies was basically he died? Well, he didn't actually die, but he was in a casket, and they were listening to his last story, and he was like fucking around, basically just I just hit the F-bomb, demonetized. But he was basically walking around the scene. That blooper was so amazing. All the bloopers are funny.
Here, we'll see
There's
if
some real chemistry going on that show.
See if Logical's around. But anyways, here, I'll show you this real quick, and we can get this the hell off the screen. look at watch fuck.
Yes, I'm afraid the brainless drones who run the network
Yes.
canceled our license.
Anyways, yeah. Funness. Well,
I do remember that one now.
we did come here to talk about a funeral, everybody. So I didn't. I should have queued up some really sad music here. We could have talked about this, but here I'm gonna get a picture up. We're gonna have a moment of silence. I was seeing if Dick Dawson here was gonna make it, but
I believe he's just on his way home, as I saw. He was travelling, so he should be home shortly. Yeah,
I'm just gonna get the image.
because I've gone on Discord.
What? He's not gonna drive with his phone in his hand?
No, he's a good boy.
Well, I aim to misbehave.
Well, that's the entire screen now. Let's just change that. We'll go to studio mode again, dummy. And okay, apparently the photo's extremely zoomed in.
Oh yeah, it's a really big picture.
Yeah. And then hold on, I moved a bunch of shit. Fucking OBS. Oh yeah, okay, I got it. I got this. I got it. There, we got this. Okay,
He broke it.
so everybody,
You do realize you're not presenting to us, by the way. We
just
don't
so
see it.
everybody's aware, the lawn is not a big fan. It's not a big fan of sugar. Just so everybody's aware. Transition. There you go. So yeah, so just so just so everybody knows and they're, somewhat aware that that's what'll happen.
Don't sugar your lawn.
I watered that lawn for a long time before where in the hell? There, chat widget. I was like trying to find the chat widget so I could actually bring it right to the front like this and put it on the front. But anyways, that's what'll happen to your lawn. So you can clearly see where I sticky beavered. Now, the thing that's interesting to me is I poured a lot of syrup over myself and it all went to the top there. Like above the, like just straight above the dead spot. So I just don't know why it killed. Like, it's very odd that it killed, like, that perfect circle, because the other thing is, like, it didn't pour out in a perfect circle. That's fine that the kid's tub was a circle, but that's not how it poured. I turned on the sprinklers for, like, 5... I have ground sprinklers there, and I turned them on for, like, 5 hours straight, so apparently that was not enough. I watered that lawn all day after that. So, yeah. Everybody's
It's a sticky situation.
Yeah, it's a sticky situation, all right. Now, everybody, please say a word for my lawn. Remember it well. Think fond thoughts of that chunk of lawn. Wait, hold on.
I remember it just like a few days back. It was so green. But now it is gone and brown.
Hold on. We can.
We barely knew you, and now we will never know you again.
Is it Sarah McLaughlin? Oh yeah. I haven't been reading the chat, so if people have said some things to me, I really apologize. The best way to get those across is super chats. Hint. I'm just kidding.
Beaver has super stickers, and
I'm joking. Anyways, it's just I had to. Hold on, I was
just chilling you out, mate.
Just thinking about. Okay, so everybody, just thinking about our lawn. Just remember those that are important to you. Okay. We just have to think about the people that are important to us in life. Can't play any more than that, or I'm fucking claimed now. That's it. We're gonna play it in chunks.
It's gone.
Yeah, and then we have to. Then hold on, one more little. Okay, so think about the lawn again. Just think sad thoughts. We can get it in like little pieces like that. That's how we're gonna get this memory, guys. We're gonna get in tiny little chunks. Here, we'll skip forward a little. See, we'll really screw it up. See, it has no idea what we're trying to do. Anyways.
As no one else has, that's for your lawn.
Yeah. Hold on.
Actually comes up.
I don't have a GIF of like somebody pouring some booze out. for my homies, It's there you go. There, okay. Hold on. We got this, okay? Everybody ready? Fucking too many high IQs going on here, it's just all oh yeah, there now we're talking.
Just close a few of those corn tabs, mate.
I'm aware that you guys can't. Oh, look, I got something. Where is it? Hold on, the pledge. It's got to get to the front. No.
Oh, I guess
2 pounds, sarcastic barman, you shill. I love you.
Yeah, that's to get yourself some lawn seed.
I went donation.
Is that a hippo ghost?
I haven't changed. I honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing with that. I gotta get to that. It's a lot of work tackling family and everything. But here, just think of my lawn, everybody, please, okay? We just
one for me,
one for my lawn,
and one for my home.
Just don't make that maple syrup or it's fucked again.
One.
If you make sure that's maple syrup, you can never have a lawn again. So, window capture, away with you. Okay, so
I'm guessing maple syrup is a really good weed whacker.
Now that killed that. That's
kills everything.
That's straight.
Or you
That's-
make super weeds.
I'm telling you, that's straight crispy. You can $5 Canadian from Christ Puncher. You dirty girl, you. That's that hair. I'm just talking about that hair. I love that hair, Christ Puncher. Hey, when are we gonna go golfing again? There's some birds that want to pretend that your balls their eggs. There's some nests we can plant some eggs up in. Yo, he's all over the wood. No pun intended.
Ooh, another one. Another one.
Terrible.
Okay,
Funny,
so
but terrible.
Oh, it is terrible. We're terrible here. This is what we do. This is what we like to do. John Rapp, $5. Hey, and everybody, please don't feel obligated. I was joking, but yes, like this, I'm also joking. This isn't like this. I'm also joking. Yeah, no, exactly.
See, I've started a trend.
Yeah. See, hey, that's how it's supposed to work. We gotta get a trend going here. I am also technically a YouTuber right now, like Creaky, because not out of choice.
We got
because of
cash
necessity.
and we got ass.
What?
We got cash and we got ass. That's basically what you got there.
Now,
5 cash and 5 ass.
I didn't put this on the main thing, so like, you guys are aware it's coming, but they're not necessarily aware it's coming. But we were gonna also potentially talk about some CC. Dick Dawson, yeah, he's still coming. He has an invite. He'll.
What's that?
quit.
What's that? Oh, someone's calling. I need to go.
Yeah, no shit, eh? But
Oh, hey, my monitor turned off.
But at the same time,
He's caught fire again.
Strong enough to capture.
the other thing is, there's some other. Oh fuck! You guys are still looking at. I gotta stop using studio mode. You guys are just staring at my lawn. How's my lawn looking, guys? Do you like my lawn? It's a nice lawn. It's really not.
Maybe you need to
actually.
ask DC to come along.
I've got all kind of illegal poisons that I've got to use on it, and then it'll be pretty.
You're gonna make mutant grass.
Grass used to be very pretty before they took away our ability to use all the weed chemicals. I understand why, but it's sad that I have to have weeds on my lawn now. It makes me a sad panda. Or polar bear?
Dig it all up, replace it with AstroTurf.
Fuck, I was...
You'll never have to cut it ever again.
Actually, it was really clever. I was at a park here where they had a spot where there was like a slide for kids. Like, they'd walk up and slide down this slide that was built into the terrain. And it was actually really clever. They put AstroTurf along the walk path, and it blended in pretty good to the point where what it was is they knew that we would just like blast. Everyone wants to play with a beaver. Oh yeah, I know. I tell my wife the same thing all the time. It's caused a discourse. It's our Discord? Something. We created a discourse out of the Discord. I got nothing. But yeah, they put AstroTurf down. It worked really well. It had the illusion of like kept green and $3 from Stringer News 1. I've seen it before the indication even came up. Shiba Dog happy messaging his cheeks. Oh, that must be a sticker.
It's a sticker.
Must be a sticker. Yeah, I'm not in that part. I'm gonna have to check. Ooh, that is a cute sticker. Stringer News, thank you, buddy. You're such a nice person.
It's a really foxy sticker.
We have window capture. Oh, that's the wrong window. That's why we do it in studio mode, everybody. That wouldn't have mattered, to be blunt. There wasn't anything special over there. I turned all the porn off before I started the stream. I was very diligent.
We reminded you.
Yeah, we had to get the henchey off. It was hiding behind other tabs and stuff.
Oh boy, you were clicking for so long. How many tabs did you have open? Jeez.
I made sure that all you could see was the word fart, so you really don't know what was behind there.
No, but it was the noise that was more than anything. It was just sounding like thousands of Japanese girls screaming.
Yeah.
It's South Korean.
Maybe that's why my monitor exploded.
South Korean racist. Thank you very much. Anyways, and then Furball just perked up. He's like, South Koreans? Where? Oh, that's funny. How many people are watching right now? What do we got in here? How many we got? What do we got in here? How many victims do we have?
62 by my count.
Peak concurrent 72. Everybody hates us. They've already started leaving. They're out.
Where's your counter on screen, mate? I mean, what the hell?
How do you guys do all this? I don't have the time. I was actually gonna message all of you guys, like, where are you getting the counter? Is that you guys are using Streamlabs OBS though, aren't you?
The counter is it's Streamlabs, I think. Yeah.
But
I think.
Yeah, but you don't have
think,
to. You
maybe.
don't have to necessarily have Streamlabs. Oh, it is a Streamlabs OBS thing, probably.
Let me see. I also need to do studio mode now.
By the way,
What
these
else
are
to
not
see?
my tabs in this screen right here. So whatever you fucking see up there, that's Bob's tabs. Thank you. You can. I'll prove it if I
Sure.
drag this out. Oh yeah, you guys aren't seeing anything here. Everybody can see what I'm talking about now. If you drag this out, that's Bob. That's Globe Buster up there in the top right corner. Thank you. So we're looking at Bob's screen right here. Because I was talking about Cece, but then I remembered and I saw that it was live, and I remembered that.
And that, of course, is commensurate with
These
the,
idiots are talking.
With the equation, for it, right? The exponential increase, right? Now,
See, and I would listen to these people talk, but they are absolutely just boring as shit. Have either of you ever sat down and listened to Bob talk?
No. Well, unless I'm ready to go to sleep, I put it on. It's like that white noise sort of shit.
Him and
There's a
Jared.
reason why Sleeping Warrior, Bob, Dubé are not in my order of the series. They are just so damn boring.
Well, like Jaren. By the way, he has YouTube Premium. You fucking ritzy son of a bitch. Look at that.
Well, it's because he's got so many Patreons.
You see that, Ritz? Okay, I am not criticizing anybody who has YouTube Premium, but he is a fucking flat earther. Thank you very much, sir. I don't think that if your Patreons knew that you were spending their hard-earned money on premium, does that mean he doesn't get ads? Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Like, I think it pays the
I'm
I think it pays the creator on your behalf, and you don't get ads because you're essentially paying for the function of not having ads. I think.
Shh.
Somebody
Yeah,
in the chat. Okay, here, that's it. I'll do that whole shilling out to the chat thing. First of all, I want to see you all hit the like button, okay? There's far too few likes in here. That's the first thing, okay? First. Second, what the fuck was the question I was going to ask now?
I don't know.
You're not doing a good job, mate.
No, I'm doing a good job of talking. I'm just not doing a good job of remembering what I was going to say. I was going to ask them... I don't know what I was going to ask them. Have you guys ever listened to Jaren talk too? He's just as bad. It's terrible. I listened to Jaren talk for 2 hours straight the other day, and while I was doing I was doing honey in the garage, so my hands are covered in sticky, and it was just honestly I wanted to hear his stupidity. And fuck, he doesn't. Okay, so here's the thing: you could make a drinking game out of Jaren's 2 hour live stream or 3 hour live stream, and here's what you would make the drinking game out of. You would make the drinking game out of when he goes, I mean, come on. I mean, like anytime he does like that kind of like incredulous, like, or he'll say a phrase he says all the time is like, I mean, you can feel free to believe it if you want, but I can't believe this. Like it's just.
Doesn't Russian Pit do that as well? He also does that. I mean, come on.
It's 2 hours of him going. Yeah. It was honestly that's the one I would use. The come on, I mean, come on. Yeah, come on. He just, and it's like that's
an argument.
That's some fucking compelling evidence you got there. Like, I mean, come on, come on, look at it. I mean, come on.
I mean, I love the fact that Red's Rhetoric does.
Yeah, they remember what I was asking.
I mean, that's amazing stuff. But
that's what premium does. That's what they were asking. Anybody with premium, I was gonna ask them if they knew if that's what that does. But
yeah, Stringer News One's commented on that. He says he has premium, so he doesn't have ads.
Yeah, and then of course it's actually listen, Stringer News. I can see. Okay, so anybody out there, I don't care. I'm having fun doing this. I get a couple bucks on the side from patrons, and from the donations, and it's really appreciated. Especially right now, I'm starting my own company. It's been slow because we're in that season. I have a couple jobs I'm working on this week, so I got to make some money this week and everything. But so where I'm going with this is that the donations are always appreciated. But what I was going to tell people is anybody uses ad blocker. I mean, you definitely in those cases, like the creators you're watching don't get anything from you, which is whatever. I'm not actually going to try to paint this picture like woe is us. But at the same time, if you do like the creator that you're watching and you enjoy watching them, and you're somebody who does use an ad blocker, premium is different. If you're somebody who uses an ad blocker, you're not contributing to them at all, which, you know, and don't get me wrong, your view ultimately is worth fractions of a cent. So, you know, if you watch all their videos all year long, you know, you're worth maybe, you know, 25 cents or something like that. And that's why I tell people all the time that if you simply give the creator that you enjoy even like a $2 donation one day, you know, like just here's some coffee money, you've given that creator more money than he probably is going to get off of you all year, you know, really, in ad revenue and stuff like that. It's hard to believe. It's really hard to believe, but that $2 out of your pocket is actually more. And I don't, and like I said, I don't care, but the reason I tell people that is that the ad blocker, I mean, let's face it, the ad blocker makes it so that YouTube doesn't get paid, the creator doesn't get paid. You know, you just get to watch the content. Where I was going with that, and the only reason I even brought this up, premium Stringer News, I can see in premium how much, like when people watch the content on premium, it actually shows up as a separate thing in there. Like you made, you know, $3.50 from premium views, which is pretty cool because, you know, like, hey, it's $3.50 from premium views. I mean, hey, money's money, right? I mean, I'll take it. Right now, my wife and I, we make a bit of our money selling honey from the beekeeping and stuff like that, and then my business is starting out, and you know, it'll probably be very successful once it gets going, but it's word of mouth and stuff. And then beyond that, it's honestly, it's actually YouTube and Patreons and stuff like that. So right now, especially, so really this is this is actually legitimately one of my sources of income right now, which is funny. So I mean, could I say I'm a YouTuber? I mean, I wouldn't brag about it. Why are we watching?
Yeah, what do you
Bob?
do? I make fun of stupid people.
I don't really want to look at Bob, by the way, so we are gonna leave him behind for CC. Because oh, there's a sexy face right there. There's a sexy face. Look at this guy. CC.
He's gonna crash one day in his car. As horrible as that sounds, he's gonna lean down to press a button on his goddamn phone, and he's gonna fucking crash. Sorry, live on bloody YouTube.
I swore like 4 times.
And it's gonna be absolutely horrible.
Just so you know, I mean,
Why do they have to do it from
I've
class?
F-bombed like 4 times since I told you to watch the F-bombs, so I mean, I'm a terrible influence anyway, so. I mean, if I was
but I'm
trying
trying.
to calm the stream down, I'm doing a terrible job of it. So yeah, so don't worry about it too much, you know.
Well, they do say that a few F-bombs isn't a problem. Just if you constantly do it, it's...
yeah, it's not as if
not a problem,
Jumpmonk's
you're
in
right.
here.
They have said that it's not a few of them. It's when it's like, you know, yeah. I mean, yeah, Jutmonk. I love Jutmonk, but Jetmonk, he got told. Did he not get told by like legitimately by his actual neighbors to cool it? Like, didn't somebody like knock on his wall or something?
Yeah, his neighbors told him he's too loud.
He's just fucking. You got
He's a silent monkey,
Oh man, that's so funny. Because I remember I was listening to the one streamer who's like, I've been told I gotta chill, kind of thing or something like that. It's like, oh,
Wait. Ugly German Truth is taking the piss here. I don't have an accent. What? I don't have a weed smoking cow.
Oh, with an accent and a weed smoking cow. See, you have an accent, I don't have an accent.
It sounded
Everyone
like
else does.
Oprah Winfrey there. You have an accent.
You all get accents!
I literally cracked up during the video when Beaver did that.
What a good bunch of partying at that discotheque. They played one of my audience requests.
Way awesome. I myself drank like 5 liters of beer. Any more and I would have ended up in hospital, man. Much sorry.
I sent Ragical. Which one was it I sent Ragical? I think it's this one here.
It's just like a childhood game of hide and find.
You said it, friend. What do you say for celebration we go dunk our whistles in the trough?
Oh, you said...
I love bugging you.
I almost had sex on this girl.
Oh, yeah, but it was so expensive. Each drink was like $6.40.
Oh, we should totally
This
phone
is the one. This is the one.
Oh, he would love to hear this tale.
Oh, but I only have 15 Fenix on my phone card.
Happy Gerbits Day!
Gerbits Day!
Anyways.
God damn it.
Anytime he says he doesn't have an accent, I bring these guys up. This is what it's about. It's about tearing each other down, rebuilding each other.
I don't have an accent. Creaky actually has a mug. He has a mug that says, I don't have an accent. Accent?
haven't
What
seen that one.
accent?
Did you I don't know. I love Family Guy. The reason I use a lot of Family Guy clips is I like him think in Family Guy. Like for some reason this popped into mind. Have you seen the one where the woman's like?
Well, I did not expect that.
I wasn't telling you to go. I was trying to smell my own fart.
She's sitting there wafting. I was trying to smell my own fart. She's like waving. Anyways, we're getting nowhere. But okay, CC. Let's talk about. I haven't actually, as you can see, I've watched some of these. I've seen this one, and I watched this while I was doing some dishes. I'm a fan of CC's. He has no idea. I'm one of his biggest fans. I'm here constantly. Here, let's see what I've seen.
Oh boy.
See what I've seen. Look at. See, like every once in a while. See, it'll be like nothing for a while, but if you go back far enough, you'll find that there's gonna be a little red mark around here somewhere where I was visiting CC again. Oh no, but actually it's not showing the red mark, but I definitely visited him over here. This is when he was fucking getting almost arrested. Remember? He's like getting in the cop's face over here. That was fun. Red moon. Oh my god, what does a red moon mean, guys?
Oh, the end of the planet.
Red moon.
Or maybe NASA is shining red lights into the sky.
Okay, hold on here.
Why is he always in his car? Oh wait, there are videos where he's not in his car. He's in his garden. Oh boy.
Oh. Yeah, but his garden's in his car.
So I'm just setting something up in the background here, guys. Here, well, you know what we can do?
What?
Oh, you can hear that too, can't you? Everybody heard blah, blah.
What are those percentages below your videos?
Likes.
What plugin
Like
do you
dislike
have?
ratio.
No.
Oh, those.
Oh, what,
IQ.
is that? What plugin's that?
That's probably vidIQ.
Boggle.
I think that one.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
See,
It shows the subscriber
Hey,
count next to names and likes and dislike ratios.
Yeah, and then
That's
the other.
cool. See, I don't have any of this shit.
See, the other thing we use it for here is like, for instance, like say we click on CC's video here, and you go in here.
Horrible fucking thumbnail.
Yeah, it is a horrible fucking thumbnail to your face.
We can't see your screen, by the way. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
I'm
look at the
literally waiting
goddamn
for the video to
stream.
catch up.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a good point. I like the way you guys think, you know. Wait a minute, though. Can they see? Okay, well, I gotta pull you. Okay, hold on. I got way too many high IQ tabs up, guys. So bear with me a second.
Close the porn.
I don't even remember what I was doing now. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. We got this. We got this. Holy shit! What is happening upstairs?
Tell them to quiet down. Want me to address some stuff in the chat, by the way?
Yeah. By the way, read the chat, please. Sorry, yeah, somebody. Sorry to anybody I've missed. I've been terrible. I'm learning. This is anybody who's done super chat or done, you know, like any of the streaming, you know, Radical. It's kind of an art form. It takes some practice.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of comments here I didn't read.
You just have to keep an eye on the chat. But we're here. We can do that for you for a moment. I mean, there are a lot of questions actually aimed at you,
I'm seeing the comment from Forever Learning where he's saying they have this special gift of talking on a stream for 3 hours without uttering a single meaningful sentence. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, that's amazing stuff, yeah.
2.5 hours of Jaren, and it was like you said nothing and everything.
Yeah, they should go into politics. I mean, what the hell? I argue German Truth has a good one about this
Prime Minister in a week.
Yeah.
Oh, he does a handy transit. Yes, he does. He does a handy transit because you can find him, in it. He does videos from it. What I was gonna show people there before, while we were on the subject though, is like what we use the vidIQ thing for here is you can see, once it loads, you can see how many subscribers people have on the comments. See? I'll show you. What do you mean it does the rounding up and down now? Oh, that, yeah. No, but that yeah, okay, yeah, because it's tapped into your channel. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there. It was a problem that wasn't a problem. Hey, were we gonna address the chat here? Was there some things we missed? I'm a sick monet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm sick. I'm a sick beaver. I'm a sick beaver. It's true. Oh shit! You know what? You know what? That's oh shit. Yeah, it's my fault, guys. Holy shit.
It's all there now.
No. They don't know. You guys wouldn't have heard it. They would have heard it. So I know what I did. You'll get it in 5.
Bad beaver.
4, 3, 2, 1. And the people in the past or in the future somewhere. You guys are hearing me now. Just like 10 seconds behind. Hold on, I've got a melting thing of ice cream beside me that I gotta put away. So talk amongst yourselves for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I got another one
ice
now.
cream. I need ice cream.
Bruce Wolford says, Radical. Yo, Radical, have you seen Flat Earth RC Jesus? Or, as I like to call him, Bogan Jesus. He's the #1 dumbest of all dumb people in Flat Earth. I don't know. We also have Right the Hand, 33UC, Hip Hop Hippie. They would give him a run for the money.
They would. Right the Hand, he is just, oh.
Yeah. Nathan Thompson is also on that list, but he's a fake Flat Earther.
He is. I think most of them are fake Flat Earthers.
Well, I don't know. I think Dell is actually a genuine one.
Okay, so this will be.
Oh.
Here, do you want to do?
No.
I'm really curious as to what Cece thought of this red moon.
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, so.
Can you share your screen at all? I want to see.
I'm gonna right now. Here, hold on. Let me get you.
Present
I had to take you guys off of the. Which screen am I looking at here? Oh, it's this one. Okay. You can see it now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which means I can get rid of the video page.
You won't be able to see what they're about to see though. So hold on one second. If it works, let me see if the audio is gonna work here. Hold on. I'll hit it on studio mode first. Well, I guess we'll just try it and see what happens here. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I think I fucked that up really bad. Hold on. Okay, so one of the things that I didn't do was the audio. You know, I really hate it the way it the way they do the audio in this is terrible. Okay, ask in the stream. Could you guys hear the audio when I turned on that intro piece? And we'll get our answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kind of reminds me of that. I mean, my streaming campfire is a audio clip as well, but I can't hear it myself. It only goes out to the stream. So it's only a visual representation.
Oh God.
Yep, because it's an audio clip. It's what do you call it?
Oh, you can open up
media source.
You can open up a separate window to see the super chats in, like on the actual. Oh, neat. See the things you figure out.
That's handy to know.
Yeah.
No, it's in your studio beta.
Analytics. That's what I was like. I can't even see how many people are in here right now. 69 people. Who are you people that are watching?
Hey, 69.
I wasn't gonna go there. Where I was going is, who are you people that want to watch me? I don't get it.
They're only here for Radical.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I brought them.
Oh, clearly, they're here for the casual spaceman.
So wait, they could hear it. Apparently, they could hear it. Okay, well, you know what? Okay, then here we go. Transition.
Maybe I hate myself. Maybe I think I deserve to die. I don't know.
To the stream right now.
Okay.
It's not echoing.
Well, and it might have came on and off though. I did hit the audio off a couple times there because I was trying to make sure there wasn't an echo. I'm trying to. Everybody, I'm experimenting here. We're trying to spice life up here a little.
Your audio was fine on the stream, by the way.
Yeah.
So wait, if I
hit... where you obviously turned it off and on, but otherwise it was fine. That's a really funky
that's kind of
video thing.
Yeah, but does that mean that if... See, that's funny though. If you hit the mute button here on your audio mixer in OBS, should that not kill the output? You'd think?
I don't know.
I
need to play with OBS before I tell you.
That's interesting.
Are you using bananas? Because bananas are weird.
Well, I have a banana and OBS, right? Like, so, anyways, whatever. It worked. We'll figure that out. What I'm gonna do is I'll probably dick around and play with my own stream like that. Apparently it worked really good. I went up like 4 viewers from that How Come Moon video. I'm just kidding. Nobody actually knows.
He's gonna play around and play with his own. No, I can't.
You wanted to, but you couldn't, eh?
I couldn't. I am not allowed.
All right.
The beaver told me.
I need a Ryzen so bad. This computer's loaded right up these days with all this shit.
I love my Ryzen. It's not the best of Ryzens, but I'm happy with it.
I'm still rocking like a quad core i5, so I'm happy. Like it's fast, but it's only now with the streaming. There's a lot of multitasking going on, and it's starting to run into a little bit of hiccuping.
Yeah, you need an i7. That's some.
There's no. In fact, you're wrong because there's no difference between the i5. The i5 clock speeds were the same as the i7 clock speeds. In fact, the i5 out-benchmarked the i7 on a lot of gaming benchmarks, and they don't really know the reason for that, but the only thing they could think of is that the i7 was loaded down with the hyper-threading that most games... But now a little bit, yes. But back when I bought this chip, and for years...
Beaver.
What?
That's gaming. This is not gaming. This is video.
Oh yeah, but you gotta remember. Yeah,
but
but they haven't even made. Yeah, but you're not gonna buy an i7 now. They're on to like i9s. Like fuck the i7. It's old school now. So you either
go to Ryzen.
Yeah, you're either gonna buy an i9 or you're gonna go Ryzen. You're way past i7s now. So that's all I was saying is that the i5 was actually better than the i7. Yeah, but Radical, hyperthreading is useless if the program you're running is not optimized for hyperthreading. And guess what? I bet OBS isn't. In fact, I bet you if you go and check it out, you'll find OBS is probably maxing out 2 of the cores and not the other 2. Like a lot of programs are not set up for hyperthreading. They don't even use all 4 cores, let alone hyperthread them. But gaming,
if you use well, to be fair, OBS Studio is actually using the GPU more.
Well, then, and actually, to be honest with you, OBS isn't what does it. So it's actually the it ends up being face rig and a few other things that really load it up. And anytime you're trying to play like a video, like this background, this overlay in the background that's playing on my stream here, that sucks a lot of juice from the computer to run the video and display the video and send the video and receive the video. And
did you disable that plugin though?
Not this time.
Because that is
not right
unoptimized.
Now. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
not right now.
You should disable it because that is sucking
I do okay.
Dry. I don't know.
My task managers.
Yeah, but if you turn it off, it actually is a lot smoother. I noticed that, especially when you're doing all kinds of special effects that I do with the green screening stuff, with the water and the what do you call it, the fire.
80 people? Who the hell are you people?
77, I see.
I've got the live one
I see
here.
77.
80 people? What are you all doing in here? I don't understand.
But it sucks because only 45 of them hit the like button.
I know.
That's just depressing.
Only 45 of the 80 people in here hit that.
Maybe they need 76, to explain it to us in more super chats.
76. I shouldn't have pointed them out. I scared them. They're like roaches. They hit the wall. I was like 80 people like they all of a sudden slammed into the door. Here.
Good morning.
Let's see what CC has to say about a red moon. In this,
God.
Good evening.
It's an apparition.
Good afternoon, wherever you may be. I just watched this thing pop up.
Pop up from where, might you say? This is what I want to know.
Out my ass!
Where did it?
It's like a video game.
Where did this just pop up from? Tell me more about how it just popped out of nowhere, CC.
It's low render distance, mate.
Oh my
glitch in the
god.
Matrix.
Sorry, I couldn't have. I've never watched this video, guys, and that was just, he couldn't have started it better. This thing just came popping up. Like, almost like it was kind of like, you know, like almost like it was tucked down behind there somewhere and just kind of came like, you know, kind of popping up.
They turned on the light.
Did it also go in an upward motion? Like, did it actually look like it was going up? Because I bet you it actually was.
It just appeared.
Hey, I mean, oh my god. Well, I mean, you guys know. I don't want to get into the semantics of it wasn't actually going up. If somebody starts pointing that out, get out. We know. We all know that here. We know the semantics of where it was coming from.
Oh,
But,
by the way, one thing.
Yeah.
Bruce Wolford just said we come for the fun. There's a beaver in here involved.
Yeah, there you go. I always come for the beaver too. Ha!
Yeah.
Bada bing!
Thomas Walsh.
Sitting porcupine.
Thomas Walsh.
I just got sat on by sitting porcupine. There you go. We were talking about beavers and stuff. That was too good a timing. That's all. Oh, if you are a patron and you do not see your name in the bottom, I am a horrid person, and I have to go check my list. Some people, I don't think that there's anybody on there that shouldn't be, but I know that there's maybe the odd person that might have been added actually since then. So I gotta go take a look. Yeah. Other than that, Flat Earth Conference. When's that happening? Just before I dig into this.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I guess I should be more specific. the one in Texas. When's that happening? Do you guys remember?
Ooh, no idea.
Let me Google that real quick.
Google.
We gotta see if we can try to find a way to get rid of the kids, but we don't really have anybody who can take kids around here.
14th and 15th of November.
But part of us wants to go, and maybe, you know, my wife and I could use a vacation, just the two of us without the kids, and so we thought maybe we could try to make that happen. Join the whole crew down there, whoever's gonna go. I heard Radical's going. He's like, you're
You
fucking
wouldn't
wrong.
catch me dead at an event like that. I don't like stupid people, and I definitely don't like associating with them.
You just come hang out with all the shills. We're all gonna go get shot by an angry American flat earther.
But we will be surrounded by stupid people.
Hey, I heard in Texas they've all got guns, so we'll just hang out with the guys, with all the really smart people with guns.
Stupid people with guns. Oh boy.
No, you hang out with the smart people with guns. You walk up and you say, guy has a gun, you say earth, flat or round. The guy says flat, you're like, ooh, scooch away from you. Well, we're actually, maybe you want to befriend that guy, actually, I'm not sure.
Well, you don't even need to ask them, do you, if it's flat or round? Just look, and if the person next to them looks like they could be either their sister or their mother, but they're holding hands and kissing, just walk away.
Brutal. Now we're getting into terrible American stereotypes. I'm just teasing you. I'm teasing you.
Oh, no, I'm from Wales. There are people like this around here.
He's like, have you ever seen a fucking pikey? Sorry, go ahead.
But if they are getting a bit annoying, you just shoot them politely.
Oh, I also have to tell you that I've been having this idea. See, I'm up very, very late in the night, and a lot of times I'm up 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and I've had this idea that I want to start this new stream at like maybe the odd night at 2 in the morning, and it's gonna be like breakfast tea with England or something like that, maybe. And I like already had like the idea of that, like that aristocratic music. You know, get like a fake-alike one or whatever, and I could have like, you know, pictures of like, you know, give me some traditional English stuff, people, in the comments. What kind of images would you want coming?
Scones.
What kind of?
Oh, you want for images for the walls? You'd have some dogs playing poker. Just dogs, just weird pictures of dogs, all drawings. Yeah, that's what I normally see in old-style pubs that have just been refurbished. They have these stupid pictures of dogs, like a queue of them for a lamppost for they go for a week. It's like, what the hell? Stupid dogs.
Is it like Mozart or Beethoven I'm thinking of, or something like that?
Have some Bach.
Like what kind,
Shaw Blue Curve.
Like what kind of music here is
your
it?
Wi-Fi.
Take control of some Shaw Blue Curve, everybody. Does everybody want some Shaw Blue Curve? By the way, this commercial is terrible. I showed it on my video the one time. It's like, I just don't want any interruptions, and she like turns off her boyfriend's internet on his phone, and like so they can watch a movie.
We talked about that one, didn't we?
Yeah, and I'm like, Okay, tell your boyfriend to put the fucking phone down and watch a goddamn movie with you. She's not putting out enough, clearly. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Oh, that's too epic. That's somebody getting married.
What the hell?
Oh, now we're talking. That's the kind of music we're talking about, people. We're gonna have like breakfast with England. It'll be a new segment. That's the idea. You got it. Hold on. Oh, wait,
do say.
Oh wait, I found you one. How do I play this through? Here we go. This is High Tea Classics.
Oh, that's the one I wanted. High tea. Thank you. That's the one I wanted. No, I got it. Here, I got it. High tea classics.
High Tea Classics.
Dark 90 Apologetics actually made a good point. The best type of music is the type that doesn't have stupid words in it. Like, movie music is pretty good.
Yeah.
What's it called? High tea classics?
Video game music.
I don't know you.
Yeah, I've got you on Discord. High tea party with high tea music. Best 3 hours of high tea.
Sorry. I see. Here we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. A boot. I heard it that time. Oh yeah, it came out good there. We're gonna somebody catch that on a replay here. I'm gonna have to mark the point. I'm sure I said a boot. Anyway, CC, let's look at CC. What's he got to say about a red moon, everybody?
And here it is.
Casual spaceman, what do you do when... Oh, that's not... Sorry, I was thinking it was like the sarcastic barman. For some reason, by the way, at Casual Spaceman, the sarcastic barman and the casual spaceman, when I see your two names, I like get dyslexic and I get them confused all the time because it's
we
like...
all do, Beaver.
Do you? Is it because it's...
Yeah.
Is it really? Is it because it's got like the
really
same
strange
amount of like spaces between the letters and stuff like that?
Yeah. I constantly confuse this casual barman we have in here with the sarcastic spaceman.
Yeah. It's because they start with the and end with man. Well, actually, no. My name just says sarcastic barman. I haven't even got a the. What the hell?
What the hell is going on here?
I went to the grocery store the other day for my wife, and she sent me to get lettuce. I came home and brought lettuce. And then later when she was going to use it, she's like, "This is a cabbage." And I'm like, "No, it's not." She's like, "It's a fucking cabbage." I'm like, "It said lettuce." She's like, "I'm telling you this is a cabbage." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you because they had them all stacked up where the lettuces were." So I go in there, come back. She's like, "So?" I'm like, "Fucking all said cabbage." Like, so, like, I don't know what to tell you. I was pretty sure I read lettuce when I grabbed that, but because I was adamant, I only went there for lettuce. Like, anyways, more CC.
Right on the
There it
horizon.
is. Sarcastic spaceman. There you go. Actually, that's a good name.
Sarcastic spacebar.
Oh my God, is this him just filming? Say something.
Sorry,
CC.
I haven't been able to put out a couple of videos in the last
He's not
few
talking.
days. We all think that this thing is...
Here we go.
And then I saw this. Here it is. Beautiful.
The casual backspace.
Oh, hold on. We gotta get the chat in there.
Teddy Bogle has it on point there. Sarcastic spaceman. Casual spacebar.
Casual spacebar.
I think on my Discord, I'm sure I've renamed Spaceman, so he's not Spaceman. I'm sure I've got him as the casuals. Sarcastic Spacebar he is in my Discord, and I'm the casual barman in my Discord, just to wind everyone up.
I'm on live right now.
Oh, he's talking to his woman.
Okay, so we all think that this
That
thing
really
is
confused me.
258 1,000 miles away.
It's like, God, by the way, guys, I invited Cece. just drop him in here on you.
He's just waiting, just dead silent.
We're live right now.
Live now. I'm thinking, that didn't sound like Beaver. Who the fuck's asking that?
He's like, guys, I invited Cece. He actually agreed to come. That guy's never gonna come.
Oh God, we actually
anything.
called him one time. Oh boy.
We did. It was awesome.
Schrodinger's cat called him.
It was absolutely insane. He's an insane man. Okay, you know what? That's boring. He says things in these ones, so let's just do it.
He says things in this one.
There we go. Well, you know what I mean, because he doesn't talk sometimes.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be.
Hold on, I got a million things loading. I'm trying to pause it, but there we go.
Okay. The casual spaceman. I am never sarcastic. Well, why are you playing a guitar in space then? Hmm?
Yeah. Yes, spaceman.
Boom, owned.
That one.
Owned. That's how it goes down, you know. Oh, here, I can do this to Cece. Pinch him down. And you can put this sexy mug over here. Everybody can talk over top of him. Everybody, speak amongst yourselves. Talk to him.
Talk
Were
to
you
the
supposed to have the
CC.
chat on screen, by the way, or what are you doing?
What am I doing? What do you mean?
Yeah, you were talking about the chat on screen. Was that a plan? Because they're asking for it now in the chat.
The chat on screen. I don't know what you're
The YouTube chat.
Well, it's on the screen right now. Oh, that chat. No,
it's at the
the other
bottom.
one.
Okay,
It
it
was
goes away.
the live video. That was on
Yeah.
the live video, and they weren't talking about anything. So, but this one doesn't have. This is a video. This is just a video. It doesn't have a live thing. Here, let him say
From
something.
New York, Westchester County. September 27th, 2019. And sorry about the lighting this time of day. It sucks. Just finished up
record in
work.
your car,
I'm
then.
actually getting home at a reasonable hour today.
I'm gonna bring something up while we watch him for a second. Oh, he's having one of those vapes he's gonna die using. Look at that. Look at all that lung disorder blowing out of his lungs. Tell Creaky.
Right, I'm gonna go for a fag in a minute and get some more rum because I have no rum in front of me, and it's like 11 o'clock. I should have rum.
Tell Creaky. Tell Creaky about those things.
He mentioned about vapes in his stream today.
You know what? I'm a little even the marijuana vapes, like they're, you know, if you're getting it from somebody you know who you're getting it from and it's coming with like, and it's pure, like some of the new vape products, they rosin press them where they actually like press the THC out of the plant. That's different. If you're talking about vapes, like these vapes, these black market ones that are in these vape, you know, like he's using right there. Not that that's black market, but they have black market refills. But even some of the legal ones, I guess they've been using this like vitamin E, you know, and it's not good. They're finding out. Lung butter. Butter is the worst flavor offender of the ones that causes the problem.
Well,
butter.
that was basically what Creaky was saying today. He says it's the THC ones and the not proper ones. Of course, we don't have that problem here in the UK because you can't have cannabis oil ones.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
they
a
don't.
lot more regulated on what you can buy in the shops for them.
But in Canada you can, and it's regulated. The problem is that some of these people aren't necessarily using THC product ones. So like, you know, England has been taking a very different approach towards it than America was taking. But I think that even Trump backed off because I think the lobbyists got to him. Like the money started talking. You know, there's a lot of money involved in that now, and so I think they were like, whoa, we don't want to ban it completely. Come on. But they said it's only with the vitamin E. They said this new additive they've been adding is what's causing the problem. So they use it as a liquefier, I guess, for the vapes. It helps. I guess it helps liquefy like the gel at room temperature. They said that as a food additive for eating, they said it's been safe for a long time. They said, but we haven't been inhaling it, like, you know, vaporizing it and inhaling it. They said that there's a possibility that it's not good as a lung additive, you know? So, but whatever.
Yes, I did see Cy Dan's video.
Cy Dan!
He has every right to do whatever he wants. It's his channel. Remember, he did hit me, you know, he did upload one of my videos a while ago, over a year ago. And that was when I was talking about the space shuttle with the helium that NASA is the biggest.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that. Do you guys remember what he's talking about? Radical, do you remember what he's talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah, I vaguely recall.
He's like that the
Yeah,
space shuttle was made of a
fuel
bouncy
tank.
castle, essentially. Like it's just full of helium. It's fake.
The fuel tank. He thought that big thing was a rocket, right?
Yeah.
The fuel tank was a rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
He thought it was like it was a bouncy. It was just inflated, didn't he? Isn't that what he like? Oh, I see what you. Yeah, but he thought it was. Yeah, he didn't know what it was, but he thought it was all inflated. So that's what he.
Yeah, it was trying to get into the mind of a Flurf is hard stuff, man. I try to avoid it. A helium balloon.
They are daft.
Helium and all of the companies of the entire country. Wake the fuck up, guys! Come on.
Language, CC.
You see this thing
I mean, come on.
wobbling on the on the platform right before it's about to take off. I mean, really. It's all right. It's all right. Doesn't make a difference. You got to have an open mind for that, right? You got to think. You have to know about flat Earth. Anyway, so.
Yeah, vape. You know what? I saw the comment there saying vaping is still better than smoking if you're trying to quit smoking. You know what? That I could get behind that, except the only problem is that there is a person whose lungs are failing in a Quebec hospital right now who started vaping 2 or 3 months ago as a way to quit smoking, and now his lungs don't work. So, I mean, I would almost argue people have been smoking with the known expectation of what would happen versus these new vape products, which we don't really know anything about. I mean, it's one thing.
Yeah, smoking's gonna kill you.
Yeah, and the thing is, people have been saying for a long time, you're right, saying, oh, vaping's not bad for you, but the reality is that nothing's bad for you until it is. You could eat chips all day long until you finally one day have a heart attack, and the entire time it wasn't bad for you until it was. And again, I don't give a shit. I've vaped. I mean, I've had vapes and used them, and it's whatever. I'm not like a Christian to my body. Well, I don't think it's the right term even. I'm not like some sort of saint to my body or whatever like that. Like it's just that I am a little concerned. Like I vape THC products, but they're not vape products. Like it's literally like THC. So like for instance, like if you combust cannabis, you're combusting the plant matter and you're vaporizing the crystals, those THC crystals, and that's what you're smoking. But when you do it, like if somebody's refined it into like a crystal, like into like an actual like concentrate, and you put it in the vape, if it's done right, it should just be the same thing that you were smoking before, but with less plant matter. If it's not done right, it's full of chemicals, right? So that's the problem. So it does concern me a little bit, isos and butanes and all the chemicals they use to separate things sometimes. It isn't that people have died.
Kind of reminds me of those old school commercials about smoking isn't bad, and that they had it on kids' products as well as advertisement.
Oh, they used to advertise them on everything.
Well, the
yeah.
used to be in magazines.
It kind of reminds me of that because it's something new and they're advertising it as it's not bad. But are the tests done yet? That's the problem.
Did anybody see the
It's too new.
Did you guys see the SpaceX?
Starship, please tell Starship.
Hold on.
Oh?
Logical.
The shiny rocket.
Logical was saying, "Oh, I missed it," but we're still on. So if he wants to jump in, he can. Is what I was telling him in his message thing there. Logical troglodyte. But yeah, you know what? Before we're getting a little, 2 hours is coming up in. Well, we got a little bit of a late start, 45 minutes, but we don't have to go for 2 hours. I know that Team Skeptic's big 20,000 subscriber special is at 6 my time, which would be just over an hour from now. So I don't know if he's starting on schedule still or if that's still the plan.
Midnight.
But that was when he was going to be doing his 20K special. I was loosely told that I may be invited to pop in for that, so obviously we're going to be possibly doing that. This isn't us leaving yet, but before we start moving in that direction, I was going to ask you guys, did you see the Starship thing? And yes, you called it Regical. Did you guys Did you guys see it?
I didn't see the Starship thing.
It's shiny rocket. I saw a guy hug it.
You saw what?
The name is so stupid. Why isn't it called USS Enterprise?
All spaceships should be called the USS Enterprise.
All the spaceships we ever built from now
All
on
of
should
them.
be called
All of
USS
them.
Enterprise. Or Millennium Falcon. Or Firefly. Either of those.
Trying to understand that blue comment there. Oh well, I'll come back to it. But yeah, no, I haven't seen that video. I think Spaceman did a video on it, and I still haven't watched that either.
Here, I've got some.
I don't have enough hours in days to catch up with videos sometimes.
Well,
I'm
that's
still
just
only
going to be the way it is.
an hour and a half.
That's just going to be the way it is, too, you know. Yeah, so if anybody didn't see, they went over some stuff last night, which was pretty cool. And here, we can take a quick
is
peek.
to make space travel like air travel. So, with air travel, when you fly a plane, you fly that plane many times. I mean, the risk of stating the obvious, really almost any mode of transport, whether it's a plane, a car, a horse, a bicycle, is reusable. You use that mode of transport many times. And if you had to get a new plane every time you flew somewhere, and even have two planes for a return
you
journey,
guys aren't seeing
very
it,
few
sorry.
people
You
could
can hear
afford to
it.
fly.
My bad.
Or if you could use a car only
hear
once,
it, yeah.
very few people could afford to drive a
You
car.
guys will see it on the stream in a second. I'll get you shifted
The
over.
critical breakthrough that's necessary is a rapidly reusable orbital rocket. This is basically the holy grail of space.
Yeah, this thing's big. Like, look at the size of this thing. Here, I'll get you guys
I just want to hear him say space the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship. See, it doesn't work.
Starship.
Yeah, it doesn't work. They need a better name.
One other thing that was kind of... See, this is the herd of Dells coming over here, see?
Oh.
You have to do an entry mode to slow it down. You got to ride it through the atmosphere, and then do a propulsive landing. This took us many
big shiny rocket.
Many attempts, and we actually did like a video of a blooper reel of all the times we failed, which was a lot. I think it might have taken us like 14 attempts or something before we
Reminds me
finally
of Cochrane's
successfully landed
first
the rocket.
warp ship.
Yeah,
it does actually, yeah.
It's definitely a pretty thing.
So, if we're going.
They said that stainless steel is actually on cryo temperatures actually is one of the only metals that gets stronger, not brittler. So they said that, believe it or not, that this futuristic stainless steel design, you know, from the comic books is actually one of the... Oh yeah, we never fucking talked about this yet. I'm seeing the congrats on 1K. Hey everybody! I was expecting Canadian Thomas to be here, which is probably why we never thought about it, but the shills did break 1K finally, everybody, so let's just give them a round of applause for that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. We did mention it before the stream, though, but totally forgot.
Yeah, we were talking during the stream. We're like, we're going to talk about that for sure. No, that's fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. What is this? This Starship is going to be 25 feet or so higher than the Saturn V once the super heavy booster is attached. Oh, yeah, no, she's a big girl.
Wow.
She's a big girl.
It's the most powerful rocket ever
big
created.
and shiny.
Here, they show some Dell
slide,
footage.
Take a look
we
at
got some Dells here.
This is Grasshopper. That's actually Falcon 9. It's
Got
hard to
some
tell the
Dells here.
scale, but that's a Falcon 9 size booster with one engine, and big legs with giant shock absorbers. Because we didn't know what the heck we were doing. Now, amazingly, Grasshopper had zero crashes. Grasshopper is still alive.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. What did I just saw a funny one there somewhere?
Here comes the cows, though. Watch, here it comes. Here, wait for it. Wait for the Dells. We gotta do it, guys. No.
That was amazing.
Oh god.
But they, yeah, so they went through that. What was interesting, can't play this because this has got Bowie music on it. So we can just...
While you're scanning for your bits, Ugly German Truth asked, is Elon married? This looks like his wife's nightstand drawer helped design it.
Nice. We're gonna mute that.
Well, what do you expect a rocket to look like? It's a phallic object.
We're just gonna
Thrust
mute
into
that.
space.
I do think the little like don't panic on the display, which is totally blasted by the sun by now. Doesn't say don't panic anymore, boy. Tell you that much. They actually were talking about it the other day. They said they don't really know. They don't actually know. They said it's actually be an interesting case study to see what happens to that thing out there. They don't really know what's going to happen to a lot of those materials, like truly, right? They can surmise.
I can just imagine that in 300 years from now we have actual spaceships and basically, what's that on the scanners? And then the Tesla comes floating by.
I love that kid right there, by the way.
They're gonna crash into it.
I always think that kid's awesome right there. Where he like, yeah, you see it, eh? Like, watch. There. Right there. That kid. Woo, yeah. And then the other sexy scene here is when the fairing blows off and you just get Spaceman. Like coming up here in a second. That part.
That is a lovely picture.
I saved video and pictures of Spaceman floating into space.
Nice.
Because
it's an amazing time we live in, and these flat earthers are missing so much.
Like that right there is amazing. Like they can all eat my
Where
hat.
are the stars, Beaver?
Where's the what?
Where's the stars?
The stars, Beaver?
It's called Starman. Where's the stars?
I don't know. You can't make me.
Oh, what's the other one I always hear on saying, look how close it is to the Earth. Why is there so much curve? It's only supposed to be at this height. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up, please.
Shouldn't you be able to see the moon?
Oh, God.
The moon is clearly local and small.
Down?
The moon is clearly local and small. Stop arguing. Come on.
The moon's a projection. What are you on about?
Did you see... Fuck, it's funny you mentioned that. Have you seen that footage? What is my dog barking at?
At the moon.
Moon is plasma.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so a flat earther. This is not the one I want. Flat earther sent me this, and
one thing you have a theory about the moon, and
you'll see that. I'll show you my comment. It's the top one. Well, not top like in that sense, but it's most recent. So my comment's there, and I'll show you when we're done watching this. But here, listen. This is what one of them sent me. 1965. Okay, this is ridiculous.
We expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is less, far less than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and it has far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only 1,000th part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high under conventional theories instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved.
Aren't you being a bit adventurous, though? Because
awesome.
you know we're going to be able to test out your theories on the moon fairly.
Wait, they question him here though. Like they see. Hold on. We might as well let him finish, and then we'll talk about the crackness.
Yeah.
Can I just ask one question?
He's almost done here.
I mean, has he ever looked at the thing? But do go on.
Oh, he's about to.
No, 11 years ago, of course, it was rather taking a risk. I was considered a lunatic, of course. But by now, the accumulated evidence...
But 11 years later, everything's changed.
And I'm not taking any risk anymore. On the contrary, there is scientific views expressed all over the world now that the moon seems to be of a quite different nature of what was assumed.
But the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen. Not on the moon. On Mars, on Venus, on other planets, yes. But the moon is definitely, as I assert, a plasma.
See, how in the fuck... language, there it is. But that's crazy to me. How can you stare at that and say that it's some sort of plasma and not... it's very...
Static.
Well, okay, but... But everything else is okay. Like you can land on all the other shit, but that thing up there, why would that be real? You know, like...
What's worse, by this point, the Russians and things had already landed probes on the moon. This is 65. The first probe was on the moon in 59. I mean, oh.
You want to know something crazy? You guys will know this. Some of the audience may or may not. Some of them will. Some of them may not. Anyways. When they sent when Russia sent their probe to Venus, that thing doesn't have parachutes when it hits the ground. Like, and it lands fine, because it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to. Yeah, which I know, but it's crazy to believe, because so the way that was it Mariner? Which one is it that went into Venus? Either way, they sent more than two of them. Mariner 1, Mariner 2. I'm thinking. I can't remember, but they opened their chutes and slowed down initially, like near the upper atmosphere, but then they let go of their chutes at a certain point and they just go chute-less. And when I think what was their velocity when they hit the ground was only like a foot, a foot per second or something like that, or 2 feet per second or something. Like, it hit the ground like a dainty little butterfly without a parachute.
I'm guessing it's doing the exact same thing as the shuttle does when it comes back.
Mm-hmm. They were the Venera probes that went to Russia.
The Venera. Okay.
That went to Venus. Yeah.
Yeah, and they only transmit for like 3 hours once they get down there, because their antennas melt. Everything just starts melting away.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is they don't really. I think that's changed now, but we haven't really been paying any attention to Venus now in a lot of years. So we probably don't. Because what I was gonna say is they were also blind in the sense of they're pretty sure there's sulfuric acid lakes down there, but they don't know where they are, and you can't see through the atmosphere. And I don't think we had the radar imaging back then to bounce like lasers through like the way we probably could do now. So
no, probably not the same.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the same imaging technology. So it was all very much like, I wonder if it'll ever report to us when they went down, because they thought, you could land in a lake of acid, and then that's it. You're out of here.
Yeah, it's almost as if we currently have more sensitive equipment, which also needs better shielding.
That argument that like, Jaren, again, come on. I mean, if you want to believe it, come on. I mean, we went there 50 years ago, but come on, we can't go. Come on. We can't go back now. Come on. And it's like, fuck. Every time they say that, I'm like, listen, Jaren, I got a deal for you. Tell you what, we'll stuff your ass in that pop can that barely has a computer, like a graphing calculator from high school, as a computer in the fucking thing, and we'll send your ass out there and see if you make it back, because the guys that did make it back, they were always lucky to have made it back. Michael Lars Thor Ramusen, thank you very much for subscribing. But yeah, that was always the case. They were always lucky to make it back. I mean, they were on a wing and a prayer the entire time. So then to say, well, what, we had the technology 50 years ago and we haven't? Well, no, we have, but 50 years, I mean, the other problem is he's looking at it from a human lifespan, right? Like 50 years, like, oh, it's so long. But 50 years is what's 50 years? Really?
That's half a generation. But there's a bigger problem. The people who built that stuff are no longer in the business of building that stuff, so the expertise is gone.
And we don't build them the same way anymore. And so, like, the problem is that
we have new experts who do other things. Like, the current shielding technology is a lot different, and also insurance.
Well, like Pig had. Well,
these guys want to come back alive. It's not like a pioneer mission.
Well, Pig talked about at one point about rope memory, which I looked up afterwards. It was very interesting. they used to store. They had these women that were literally weaving these ropes together, and that was the read-only memory that you couldn't write to. You couldn't change the programming. It was literally written in like weave, and if you fucked it up, you had to start all again. You had to go right back to the beginning and start weaving that thing back together again. So like it was like, oh yeah, the man hours that were put into weaving these things, and these were. A lot of these were like really high-end seamstresses that, women had been weaving and stuff for years because they were professionals in their art and everything, and they were paying them a decent wage to like basically weave memory into rope memory. And so they would feed this stuff into the craft, and it might have had like 100 feet of rope in it, which was memory. Well, so to say, well, we had the technology 50 years ago and we don't, well, we do now, but the problem is that now, like you said, I think it was Radical, we need, or either one of you, now I have to develop a box to put it in, and then I have to have a compute, like a shielding around that box, and that box has to fit in another box, and this has to tie to that, and then where's it getting its power from? We need to get the power from a power supply. Oh, you need to invent a completely different power supply because we don't run on 2 fucking volts anymore. Oh.
Yeah. And more complex electronics and all that.
Hey, aren't they actually? Yeah, they're also more compact and heavier. But aren't they actually going through a heavier radiation part of the Van Allen belts this time around as well?
Well, I think the way they did,
because we can create better shielding.
Yeah, I see. I don't
have to wait for an opening.
I don't know about their expected path this round, but I know that the last time they purposely took a 90-degree, like they did a path that had them kind of like pop through it as quick as humanly possible because they didn't know. I mean, they legitimately were like when the people say like, oh, the radiation, blah blah blah. Well, you know what the answer to that is? Yeah, they were told about the radiation. And end of story. Like, that's it. Like it was like, do you want to be a hero for your country? And it was like, we don't think the radiation will cause you too much trouble. And they were like, yeah, okay. Like, that's how that went down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Is it rope is not the right term? Well, by all means, educate me. It's
tape.
Well, it was like I've seen it. I've seen a picture of what it looked like. It was like it looked like kind of like a rope, right? But I'm not sure if it's.
I think No Name's put it. Mansplain core weave memory to us. Is that what he means?
Core rope memory.
Oh yeah, or core rope memory or something. Yeah, it's. But either way, it was a different way of doing it, and of course we don't do it that way anymore. So the problem is redeveloping everything. I mean, Jesus, even in video games you have to do that. I mean that seriously and joking. Like, who hasn't played a video game where, like, your technology increases in your game, and then here you are, you have to, like, rebuild something, but it's almost to the point where it's so convoluted now, you have to, like, tear the whole thing apart and rebuild it.
The more stuff you add, the more problems you will have.
Yeah, like Factario's like that, for instance.
You wouldn't believe this, by the way. You wouldn't believe this, but the Half-Life Source Engine 2 for Episode 2 is actually based on, well, if you go all the way back, on Quake 2 technology.
Well, like KSP2, okay? KSP2, very excited about KSP2. So one of the comments I saw, somebody said, oh, none of this stuff there's nothing here that couldn't have been added to the base game. They should have spent the time and increased the base game instead of offering another flavor. And I said to him in the comments, I said, I disagree with you completely. The problem is that this game was made in like 2012, and it was never ever made to have the shit in it that they have in it now. Like, they didn't even fathom the stuff that they were going to have people making in that game when they started making it. And they've already had to upgrade the Unity on it how many times? And you're going to send them back to the drawing board to re-upgrade Unity again? And then that same fucking guy would have turned on that game and went, fucking bugs. And he would have been like on there bitch fitting about the bugs that he was running into, all of those bugs that are generational bugs that have formed from just years and years of all kinds of stuff being packed into something. No, you tear it down. I told him, I said, no, you let them tear it down. They start from scratch, and then this way, because for instance, multiplayer, all these things, the game was never designed to run them. So it literally, like, the iterations, the way the game even handles memory is not made to deal with these problems. So all you're doing is creating a clunky, shitty program by just adding, so you pick a Jaren spaceship as like
you will have
old spaceship.
Basically, you will have
Go ahead.
You will have the modder of the actual game designers who have access to the source code. They will at some point basically become modders of their own engine, because they were adding stuff on top of the original libraries they have accessed. They could also swap out some libraries, but if you swap out a library, you better make sure the support you require is in that library. Otherwise, you're going to run into a lot of problems.
Casual Spaceman says that they actually knew a lot about the Van Allen belts before going through. So he said that they were pretty sure that the Apollo astronauts would not get a lethal dose. See, what's funny is that when you get the conspiracy theorists, and they'll be like, "Oh, Russia has said, many times that they, the reason they didn't send astronauts is because of the radiation." I'm like, yeah, it sounds like sore ass cheeks to me. It sounds like.
My favourite one is when they get the conspiracy theories and go, they can't go to the moon because there's the Van Allen belts. Who told you about the Van Allen belts? NASA.
Then why would they tell you about
the problem here?
Why would they tell you about something that was impossible to pass? It is funny. It is the craziest. And again, I think I did it in one of my earliest videos. I went to the whole point of the idea that it's all about money. I mean, okay, everything in this world's about money. So I get that that's their out, right? Because it's so legitimate. You're like, oh, it's probably about money. I think we got somebody joining the meet here. Give me a second to find them.
It was Radical coming back. He dropped out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we'll probably start booting her down here pretty soon. We'll finish chatting our way here. But I always say the same thing. I say the problem with what they're thinking is, okay, so like you look at when SpaceX, for instance, last night, that whole announcement was 11 years from the first day they met orbit, okay? So, or they made orbit. And he said something there that was funny. And the way he said it, I was like, wow, the flat earthers are going to cut that apart and just use the shit out of it now. He was like, it was the way he did it because Elon's so awkward. He was like, I'll tell you what, I have my hats off to anybody who can make orbit because that's pretty hard. And it was the way he said it. It sounded so fake. And I was like, oh, God, that's like Red Pill's already taking this. He's whistling while he works while he slices it up and shit. And he's making a T-shirt out of this shit already. And like, anyways, but they were 11 years since they went to space, did the orbit. And here we are. They own space launching essentially. I mean, there's a lot of players, as everybody who's into it knows. But you look at it, I think it was like, Russia had something like 70% of worldwide launch capacity, or even maybe 80% went through Russia when SpaceX started, and it was only like, it was. Well, America did almost next to nothing as far as that is concerned. Or maybe the numbers weren't quite like that, but it was a lot. It was like 60-40 or 70-30, something like that. Well, now you look at the numbers, and SpaceX does something like 75% of worldwide launches, and Russia does like 15%. Like, it's a complete reversal of fortunes for Russia. They have gone from, they were making money hand over fist, to now within the next couple of years, nobody's even going to use them to launch people anymore. Like, that's going to be it. You think they're gonna use that fucking Soyuz anymore once SpaceX can launch? I doubt it.
Hell no.
Well, like, they will, because that's their workhorse. But nobody else is gonna be paying them to ride up in that piece of shit. Because already they're starting to run into problems. Casual Spaceman knows this shit though. I'm gonna have to have you on. Actually, well, I don't know why you're not in here, to be honest with you. We're gonna end it soon here, so not today. But Spaceman, we gotta get you in here to chat. I like talking space, and you know your shit. So
we're basically talking his area of expertise here. And
we are, as
he's not in here
in the comments chatting.
Yeah, he said, yeah, true. Russian Vince is going to be all over that. Yeah, I know. It was such an awkward, like, I'll tell you, get in orbit. That's difficult. And it was like, the way he said it, I was like, oh my God. The second he said it, I thought that was really like an awkward, forced thing he said. And it's just, because it's Elon, right? He's such a turd in the sense of he's a real
dork.
Yeah, he's just a big dork head. He doesn't know how to talk to people. So like people are like, did you hear what Elon said? It's like, yeah, he says a lot of shit. It's just you know what I was watching JP the other day. Here, actually, you know what? Let's end it. Let's end it. Well, somebody else is dinging. I'm not sure who that is.
That might have been my phone.
It's all the casual spaceman in here.
I'm gonna pimp. If anybody has never seen Awaken with JP, then you've been missing out on life. Just so you know.
7 to 8 hours of sleep.
This is an ad. Hold on.
That's a lie. Not true. So that's
mute. All that pausing, all this pausing that occurs, like you see right here, that's from all of the like the TubeBuddy and all that shit loading. It's really, really, really hard on the like.
Yeah, TubeBuddy is a
yeah, and Social Blade
it's
too.
It's amazing to see stuff, but it's really annoying to run.
Okay, this is.
Oh, him, yeah.
I gotta be careful here because this is legitimately his.
Yeah, you sent me that.
This is legitimately his content, so I'm not gonna play the whole thing at all, or even remotely. I'm gonna play a couple little chunks of this, and then I implore you all to go and look at his content if you haven't seen it before. He is an amazing creator. His stuff is hilarious, and actually, what's really interesting about him is something that he kind of inspired me a little bit here as well. Is if I'm just gonna let that go back, if it ever will. Come on back, come on. See, this is see all that pausing. All of that is all the frickin' TubeBuddies and shit. It's so annoying. Ah, fuck.
You can disable it real quick. It's just
I'm lazy, Radical. Okay, I'm lazy.
Yeah, lazy beaver. Damn.
He was one of these people. Okay, everybody. He was one of these people that went ahead and he had the whole office job. He worked in the, worked in the high rises. I think he was in accounting. He said something in one video about accounting. Holy shit, my dog is just losing your mind. Somebody got that door. Wow, that dog.
No.
Anyways, okay. Well, anyways, so this is actually, he was at a TED Talk where he talked about embracing your weirdness. Okay, and anybody who's watched JP probably already knows what I'm talking about when he talks about embracing your weirdness. But you know what? I'm kind of a weird guy, so I can feel for him. I know about it. But okay, this is fucking funny.
They'll think you're cheating on her even when you're not. Why? They'll keep her from cheating on you, and it'll pull her closer into you. Because as a real man, the last thing you want to do is actually work on your relationship to make it better. What you need to do is use manipulative techniques to make it better.
This is the one where he does the double negative, right?
What do you mean with the?
He said something like that isn't not wrong. That isn't not unwrong.
He's the one that he got really famous with the I think the one that really exploded him. So he had the whole job where he did the whole counting job, working for the the man kind of thing. And he said in multiple videos, he's actually made a video where he talked about doing what you've been told to do and stuff like that. And it was pretty obviously he was talking. His story is probably that his parents said, no, this is what you do. You get a career, you do this, and didn't really support him doing YouTube. And at some point he just decided to start making videos. Well, fuck, he's funny. And he has the one that really took off was if meat eaters acted like vegans. And that's where the woman, they're sitting at the table and he's got a big steak and she's got like a salad and she sticks her fork on such a salad, sticks it in her mouth, and he looks up and he goes, oh, I've totally lost my appetite. And he pushes the plate forward in disgust. And at some point he's telling her, he's like, that's the food my food eats. I'm offended that you would eat the food. You'd eat my food's food. He's holding broccoli.
I think his gluten-free, dairy-free, meat-free, this weird pizza thing that he did, and it was basically broccoli topped with ice or something like that.
One of the ones recently was experiencing Burning Man from your own house, and so he was showing you how you can go in the backyard and cover yourself in flour, and he says it's a good simulation for the playa dust, and he had a garbage. He set up in his living room. He set up a treat, a fort, a blanket over a thing. And he said, and then he had a bucket he was crapping in basically. And he said it makes for a good table too. So he has a cardboard over top, over the top of the open bucket that he's got his poop in basically.
Oh,
because you're supposed to remember everything that comes in comes out. So he's got to have the one poop bucket is the idea. It was the best. Here, we'll watch just a couple of these, and then I'm gonna cut it off. And if you want to watch any more, you have to go to his video.
Have you ever noticed your girl isn't as passionate about you as she was in the beginning of your relationship? Well,
Look at the fucking lion too, and he's got the.
It's the sword I don't get. It's like, what the hell?
Well, it's just part of being ultra spiritual.
If she thinks you're cheating on her, she'll want what she can't have, which will make her want you more, and thus she'll feel more passionate about you. The problem with actually cheating on her is that would be wrong. Plus, we both know you probably couldn't get laid by other people because you're barely enough for this one person who's pulling away from you. But to make
who's pulling away from you? That's how I feel with Mrs. Beaver. She's pulling away.
her think you're cheating on her, that isn't.
Oh, I meant in a sense of just she's sexy. I'm a big fat beaver.
Not unwrong.
Fair enough.
It's effective. So listen up. Go to the.
What? Did I hear something, or did you hear something?
I heard nothing.
Fuck, it must be in my ear here. I got a headset on.
I'm going to check your text with your back towards her. Anytime she asks you who you're texting, just say your sister. Through implication, this will make her think that you're dumb enough to use a female as a decoy for another female.
That's funny. The one I want to get to is right here. I'm trying not to. I don't really want to play it because I don't want to play this whole video. I just want to make sure I yeah, it's these ones right here. It's just these ones right here I wanted. I could have just shown you these ones.
Female, which implies she's dumb enough to fall for it. Whenever she asks you when you'll be home, give her a time 45 minutes before the time that you'll actually be home. Then when she asks, where have you been, just vaguely state, something came up.
Something came up. The next two are so fast. Just listen.
Immediately into the shower each time you get home. Act happier than you used to be. Do a new variety of.
Just walk straight into the shower when you get home. Act happier than you used to be. So yeah, this
New
is
sexual positions.
Hold on, I'm actually gonna. Where's the play a dust one? Fuck. Because he was doing Roswell and shit too.
I'm sure he did a flat Earth one, didn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sure
Hold on,
did.
I'm sure he did. I'm almost positive.
There it is.
Welcome to the 21st century. The Earth isn't round anymore because it never was, because it's flat. Let me enlighten you about the flat Earth theory.
This is topical. I'm gonna try to get away with
You
a
can
little
see
bit.
here what the flat Earth really looks like. The North Pole is actually in the center of the flat disk Earth, and Antarctica is a 200-foot tall wall of ice that surrounds the entire perimeter of the flat Earth. It's not some landmass at the bottom of an imaginary globe. There is so much deception and misunderstanding that hides this truth from people. You can totally prove the Earth is flat when you research flight patterns. For example,
This is actually an early one too. This is 2016.
On October 13th,
yeah, like this is 3 years old. 1780. Wow, it's almost 4 years old, guys. That's how long flat Earth has been happening under our noses. Like,
it was around 2015, 2016 that they started the YouTube channel, right?
Fair enough.
2015, a flight from Taiwan to LA, a woman's water broke. She gave birth, so they had to make an emergency landing. Where do you think they landed? Alaska. If the Earth was round, they never would have landed in Alaska, because according to this flat map of the round Earth, you can see that they'd have.
It's flat around Earth.
Yeah. He knows what he's talking about. You can tell already. Like we knew that, but still, it's awesome because this flat map of round Earth.
To go further out of their way to land in Alaska compared to just going to LA. Why did it land in Alaska? Because if you look at a flat Earth map, you'll.
What?
I'm pretty sure flat Earthers would have missed this.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, they would have never have seen it for the comedy it was.
When he gets to the next ones here, like.
Some people think the Earth has curvature to it, but I can disprove these ideas in a heartbeat. If the Earth was round, you couldn't see anything in the distance because of the curvature of the Earth. Things would be lower than your eyes. To prove the Earth is flat with no curvature, one time I had my friend Darren take this 2-foot-tall red flag 3 miles away. Then I looked at it through high-powered binoculars. I could still see it. If the Earth was round, I never would have been able to see it due to the curvature of the Earth. Just like you see in this drawing here. According to sphere...
This is ridiculous. That's fucking awesome.
That's way too far away.
3 miles away.
Oh, by the way, Del's Imaginary Curve, Beyond the Imaginary Curve, his channel was started on May 14th, 2014.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
And it's not a globe. Don't get me started on Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's an astronomer and astrophysicist who thinks he can just jump on Twitter and use scientific calculations and evidence to prove the Earth is round. I literally feel sorry for him because of how illogical he is. First of all, Neil, I don't even play music. Second of all, you misspelled the word dude. And the fact that you can't even spell simple words correctly completely discredits everything else you've ever said in your whole career.
Debate and switch.
Anyways, I don't want to. Anyway, so yeah, check him out, guys. Check him out. I played enough of his content.
But I could see.
Don't want to step on. He'll get a. We've got a. Anybody who doesn't know, we've got a little tab in our thing there, and have you ever got anybody show up on your thing, Ragical? The only person that shows up in my copyright tab is Schrodinger's cat, because he took and mirrored the entire video, so then it's 100%.
Their video uncle. It's someone from Germany who basically took one of my videos and, with my permission of course, but he translated it. He dubbed it into German.
Oh, okay.
He also did it to some other people as well. But that one actually pops up as 100% my content.
So
except there's an intro and an outro and he talks over it. So how is it 100% my content?
I think it's that. I think it's not that it's 100% your content. It's that it has 100% of your video.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I think it's that it's 100% of your videos in it. Like, so it gives them an idea at a glance of how much of their, you know, like if all of a sudden JP here, for instance, that's what I'm getting at. Is that
no, it says 100% of their video is your content.
Interesting.
So that's not correct.
Well, but then they must, but they probably must just like negate the first few minutes here and the last few or something for intros and outros, I guess maybe, because they know people
that
do
wouldn't
that,
be
right?
100%.
No, I know, but if they negate them, it would be, if they don't count them.
Well, it doesn't say that.
Well, yeah,
it just says 100% of the video.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't give you lots of information.
I think he also did a video of you, by the way. Let me see. I'm not sure about that.
I don't care. He didn't ask, but I don't care if he did.
No, he usually asks if he does that.
But
2 months ago was the last one.
Either way, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, JP here, who seems like a very nice person. I think you're a very nice person, JP. I've been watching you for years. He'll get a little monetization or a copyright thing there, and I think it would indicate how much % of his video, of each of the videos that was used or whatever, is in my content. How much % of his video, and then of course it just gives him a link to it. You can click on it, and then he can come watch. He'll be able to, like, it'll even tell him, I think it'll give him like a timestamp, like your content is at 1 hour and 40 minutes or whatever, and he can literally jump into the video and see how his content was used, and then that allows him to make the decision on whether or not it was properly used, copyright and all that stuff. In a case like this, I wouldn't see somebody doing a manual on something like this. But if we were playing content that was owned by Disney, we'd already have been claimed. Like, no,
yep.
It would have been automatic. It would have been instantaneous. See, it's kind of a stupid system, everybody who doesn't know, in the sense of that, you know, this is, what we did here is loosely within the realm of copyright, fair use. Because, you know, we only showed a certain amount of content. We reacted to it, we discussed it, you know, a little bit like that. But at the same time, that's why I didn't want to play all of it, because at a certain point, you know, you are just playing his content and then allowing your audience to look at his content, and it becomes less about us and more about his content, and then that's not what it's supposed to be. So yeah, these are the fun things with copyright. But let's face it, typically, unless you're dealing with a company, you're not likely to run into it. I mean, like somebody talked about Thunderfoot there on the chat stream. Yeah, Thunderfoot got hit recently, and fuck, that guy learned to back down real quick. That didn't last long. Although, you see him making bitch-fitting videos on, like, actually trying to attack Thunderfoot. like saying I did nothing wrong, just filed a false copyright
Wasn't
claim.
that Venom X Fang or something?
No, that was the last one. No,
him?
this just happened again. No, go check Thunderfoot's channel. This just happened this week. He had a thing with Maji and Jay or some review channel because he made fun of that. He made fun of that fucking plug-in electric air conditioner that barely works, like that.
Oh, okay.
And the guy got ass chafed because he showed a clip from his video of the guy letting it cool down the inside of his truck cab, and he said the guy was saying this is an amazing product, blah blah blah, and Thunderfoot was like, amazing product. He said it took you a fucking hour and something to cool down the vehicle, 12 Fahrenheit, and then he explains how for 200, like this thing's $1,200, and he says and meanwhile, it has to be, like, he showed everything, how it has to be plugged in, even though it's got a battery pack. It lasts an hour on the battery, so it would only cool it down for 12 degrees in an hour, and then it'd be out of battery power. You have to plug it in. He said, meanwhile, he said, it's $1,200. He said, I can go down to the store. I can buy you a window air conditioner for $200 and plug it into the same plug-in. And he said, you get, like, I think he did, what was it, like 15 times the fucking cooling off of it for a fraction of the cost. It's like Marty and Jay or something. Yeah, Maji and Jay, or it was, anyways, the channel, somebody's saying there, but yeah, it was, and the guy got all ass chafed about it because he's like, well, you know, like I reviewed a legitimate, like that's fine, you know. Listen, the guy thought that was good results. The reality is when you compare it against like Thunderfoot does. I mean, that's what I love about Thunderfoot. He did the one with did you see the one with the self-generating power, where they had those like bikes that the poor people in poor countries could like pump this bike for an hour?
Oh yeah.
And it'd power your house and all that stuff. Well, he does all the math and shows how many hours a day you'd have to be pumping this bike and how much space it'd take up in your house and everything. And just to get like how many watts of power to run your lights and stuff like that. And then he said, but then he showed how he could, this bike would cost like fucking thousands of dollars too, like the metals in it and the materials involved and gears and all that kind of stuff. And he showed how for $300 or $400 American, he can go buy a generator. So he could buy a little generator, a 2,000 watt generator that costs a couple $100. He said basically you could buy like 10 of these things almost for the price of one of those bicycles. He said, and then he showed how he could then take the one fucking hour of that day that he was going to, like one of the hours that he was going to pump that bike for, and he could go work a Mick job and take that $10, put it into gasoline, pour it in that 2,000 watt generator, and he showed how much energy he would get out of that same 1 hour of work. Like that, and then that's why he said it's not that it's not like a good idea. He said, but the problem is what he showed is he said the problem is that what the people are assuming is that you're not a power plant, but the reality is that if you're generating the power, you got to feed the power plant. You're the power plant, so now you got to feed yourself more, literally. So now you're eating twice as much food to power that damn thing. And that's all he was breaking down. He showed how much energy you're exerting, how much more energy you have to now eat in the day, how much food you now have to consume to do that. And then he showed how that if you just go down to the McDonald's down there and get a job, work for 1 hour, you'll get like 100 times more energy than you would get out of that same hour. And that's just the economics of gasoline and why we've not moved off fossil fuels. Like even now, you look at hydrogen and you look at electricity. Well, electricity's like a fraction of the efficiency, like pound for pound. If you look at the weight of the battery, versus what you get for energy, fucking batteries are terrible. And hydrogen is getting closer, but even then, you look at Thunderfoot, he's scared shitless of hydrogen. And I can tell you right now, when somebody who's really smart like that is scared of something like that, that tells you something. Because he showed what happens. Oh, he said the explosions. He said hydrogen. He said he's dealt with, in that video, he said, I've dealt with things that explode all the time. He said, it's what I do. He said nothing scares him like hydrogen. He said, if you want to drive a hydrogen car, he said, good for you. He said, I'm not going to be anywhere near that fucking thing. So, because when they leak, they go boom, big time. Big time.
Yeah. Well, it's not as if we haven't got this old video of this giant hydrogen air bloody ship going boom.
Well, and that thing actually went up relatively slow compared to how most hydrogen explode. Most hydrogen explosions, like the one that Thunderfoot showed, he had a mask on and everything, and he had a balloon with hydrogen in the center of the room, and he had one of those sticks with like a light, like a matchstick on the end of a long stick, and he hit it. Fuck, you should have seen it. It was like boom. The camera went black for a second, and when it settled, the whole room was like dust. Like it had shook the dust right out of the rafters of the entire room. Like the whole room just exploded. And that was from like that was from a little like kids balloons worth of hydrogen.
Nice. I remember in school you used to get your little not beakers, smaller than beakers. What am I thinking of? Test tubes.
Oh yeah.
You put a bit of hydrochloric acid in the bottom, drop in a piece of magnesium, and of course it reacts, and then that releases hydrogen. You just put a lit splint over the top, and you just want it to go. And it looks so cool. But if you drop a couple of pieces of magnesium in, then put a cork on the top, you can shoot that cork all the way across the room. It's funny as fuck.
I've actually heard pure oxygen. If you fill a garbage bag with pure oxygen, like fray a electrical cord, stick it in there, and just like plug it in, boom. Because the oxygen just makes like even the dust in the air starts to become like a fuel source at that point.
Wow.
Well, I've heard some pretty crazy things with pure oxygen. And pure oxygen isn't it's not fuel, right? So pure oxygen on its own is really nothing. The thing about pure oxygen is it completes that triangle so well that I think it just makes a lot of things big time combustible that weren't, because you've got that so much oxygen now. Well, fucking just all add some heat, and then all the dust. Like you've heard it where sawmills explode, right?
Yeah, and flour mills.
Yeah, sawmills and flour mills. It's the craziest thing ever. They literally blow up, like the entire mill, just like guys, if you've never heard of it, look it up. Type flour mill explosion, and you'll see pictures of like buildings that have been blown up like they were like bombed. And it's because when the particulate in the air hits a certain amount of parts per million, the air essentially becomes combustible, because you have this perfect spacing where, one little fleck of flour on its own isn't going to really burn because it burns so fast that it's got no fuel left, right? So it burns itself out. But it's that you've got this perfect ratio where the flecks of flour in the air are so perfectly spaced that you've got the right amount of oxygen between every piece of flour, basically. And it just all of a sudden a hot source somewhere ignites, or there's a flame on a burner somewhere, and it boom, the air just, and it's just a bomb. Boom, the whole place blows up. And you end up with a lot of deaths. You end up with usually you end up with a few fatalities for sure, because it's a massive explosion. Oh yeah, look at Apollo 1. I mean, that's essentially Apollo 1. Once the fire started, there was just no putting that fucker out. It was just going.
No.
Add some fluorine gas to oxygen or hydrogen. That's an eye-opener. Really? Bruce, what happens when you add fluorine gas to oxygen or hydrogen?
I want to know now. I want a video finding.
I'm about to power the stream down, but now I have to know what the answer to that is. What happens?
Let's go on YouTube, see what we can find.
Oh yeah, I got
fluorine gas to oxygen.
I think I already showed you guys this thing before.
Fluorine and cesium, fluorine gas found in nature, and just fluorine. Is he written back yet? No. Oh, someone's still.
I've shown you. I'm sure I've shown you guys this. Watch this. Oh, here. Can you guys see my screen right now, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see this?
I can. A flying barrel.
Is Ragical still there?
Ragical.
I think we lost Raji.
He's still signed in, but he's not talking. His fire's still going.
We're almost done here. Here, watch this, guys, and then we'll start finishing her.
Whoa!
What?
Oh, misfire.
Oh, that's cool. We're blowing up barrels now?
Yeah, they put gasoline. What they do is they put a little bit of gasoline in the bottom of it, like in a cup. Like just like a paper cup or something. And they put it inside the barrel, and then they cover it up with the half, open barrel, and then they put a little saran wrap on the hole at the top. And they let them sit in the sun. Look at that thing go. Look at that.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Look at them come down. Clunk, watch, clunk. And yeah, That's why you'll see lawn chairs. Look at. I think there was lawn chairs in one of the ones I saw.
That's what we do every New Year's Eve.
Ooh, I love it. I love it so much.
We use carbide. I don't know if that's what's it called in.
What do you do?
Calcium carbide. That's what we use for that.
For this?
A little bit water on. Yeah, that's what we do on the New Year's Eve. Basically, it's a war zone here.
Sounds like the Netherlands. You guys are crazy. We do a lot of potato guns. I had a potato gun that was propane fueled. So a lot of people use hairspray, but I just propane. You open the back and spray a little propane thing I had for about 7 seconds. I figured out the ratio and then just boom.
But
Nice.
that war zone bit is actually some American who told me that. He was over here on holiday, and well, we do the countdown and all of us have fireworks. All of us. It's not just central locations. We have fireworks. All in the streets. So it's literally a war zone. He was looking out of his window and is like, mate, what's going on? It's New Year's Eve. Everyone is playing with the fireworks.
It's like it's like that.
Look at pictures, and I'll send you a video of Dutch fireworks in the streets.
Well, and like we do stupid shit. Like we put like GT snow racers behind snow machines and shit. Like, you know, barreling along the ice like 1,000 miles an hour, skipping along. You know the GT snow, the little things you steer down the snow hill. A little two skis, ski in the middle, and yay!
Yep.
And we strap that bitch.
Well, if you're
we did
crazy,
that. Go ahead, sorry.
Do you both know who Colin Furze is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Radical, have you heard of Colin Furze?
Was it Furze?
Not that.
No.
No. Let me just look him up.
No,
I'm
he's
very
the
bad.
guy who made he made a thermite launcher, he made a fireworks cannon, all sorts of just stupid, crazy shit like that. And that is one for just blowing up. The blonde dude who just blows up anything he can find. Because I was going to say he's the craziest person. That thermite launcher is mental.
That's crazy. Brainy Beaver, my brother had a tennis ball cannon with a barbecue lighter to fire it. He blew a hole in our garage door with it. Oh yeah, you can make some. I remember one time we took my dog's, when I was a kid, my dog's favorite toy. My dad was just looking for a ball. He's like, "Oh here, Jenny, give me this." He like grabbed the ball from my dog, and we were making a cannon. He'd set up bricks at the bottom, and he took a couple shotgun shells, and No, he didn't do that. He did his own reloading. So he just took some gunpowder and he put some gunpowder in the bottom, put some rocks back there for because you need some shrapnel, wadding to push it, and then he put a little hole in the back with a wick, and he put the gunpowder and he wedged the ball in the end of it, and he just fucking pop can or this beer. What was it? It was like a soup can, a little tougher with a brick backing that he'd built, like a little bunker for it. And then, I just put the stuff in it, wedged the ball in there, lit the thing, boof! And you just seen the ball, and I remember my dog just watching the ball leave, and then you just seen the dog just take off up the road. She never found that ball. She fucking never found the ball. I found it a decade later when we were in the bushes one day. I was like, oh my god, here it is! Anyways, you can build some crazy shit. Anyway, 68 people left. We're starting to lose people. Radical's not talking anymore. We have been going for basically 2 hours.
I mean, Radical.
An hour and 45. No, it's okay. We've been going an hour and 45 minutes. No, and you know what? Honestly, there's some other streams that are going to be getting started here. I want to get back to my family, help my wife, take care of the kids, and all kind of that stuff. So what we'll do is we'll do the typical on our way out. There's only 3 of us, so it's going to be pretty easy. So Radical, what you got working on, buddy?
Just the usual stuff. I mean, I have 3 series running: the Showdown, the Sillies, and the Chilies. So I'm working on a Sillies video.
Okay. Greek sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
I also linked you guys up with a video to how to survive the Dutch New Year's Eve.
There you go. It's a lot of blackface I hear. Watch out. Watch out. Where's that Christmas?
No, it's not blackface.
He keeps saying it's not, but you go type in. What's the name of the guy?
No, ignorant people are not allowed to speak on that.
This puts this. I know all about your festival, but just so everybody knows, the Netherlands annually puts Trudeau to shame in his blackface abilities. Because you guys have like an entire festival built around it being quote unquote not blackface. Hey, it's cultural, okay? So, no, I know. Just so everybody knows, what we're talking about is they have a festival there where everybody paints their face black, and it's extremely racist for Americans. It's quite...
It's Sinterklaas.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Either way, that guy is crazy looking. What's the name of the holiday guy? What do they type to find the person that they want to see? That we know where we're talking about?
Zwarte Piet. Or Black Pete.
Black Pete, thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody, you know what? No, you don't get away without you don't get to not show people Black Pete before we leave, guys.
Oh, I've shown it to a lot of people already. Actually, I found a really good video about it.
I'm gonna turn that off so you don't see all the porn.
Why it's not racism. Ignorance is not a defense.
See, you get the moment he got it. The moment he got the image is when he laughed.
Yeah, we can't do that here. We get arrested.
Yeah. You want to know something funny? Actual black people also dress up as Black Pete, so I don't know what you're on about.
It's so awesome.
Well,
no, I know. And hey, it's cultural. They apparently that's not racist there, because if you read the article, like, it has everything to do with the festivities, and like you said, the black people do it too, and so honestly to them it's not a racist thing, but to us over here, like, I mean, you look at Trudeau.
Yeah, you can't
Trudeau.
Hey, wait, Beaver. There were actually some Dutchmen who went to London and did that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
And then
dressed up
like,
Black
for
Pete
instance,
with Sinterklaas.
I mean, you look at Trudeau, he's eating dog shit now because he was the teacher. I will give you that he was old enough at that point that he should have known better. He dressed up for an Arabian Nights themed, Halloween thing. He brown faced and did a turban and everything.
Oh, yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
See, to me, my younger self, that is hilarious. But to the older Beaver, who is aware of the world that we live in now, that would never be happening ever. But like, what's funny is because I just want to add one thing about Canadians and the situation in Canada as far as like African Americans. Like, I didn't grow up like, there's not nearly as many African American in Canada as there is in America. So like, you could easily grow up in a small town that didn't really have any black people even. So now you could make the argument that would make you be susceptible to racism, but I actually like to take the argument that a lot of times that actually makes you kind of actually resistant to it a bit, because there was no reason for anybody to teach me that there was anything wrong with somebody of a different colored skin. Like, that means,
I agree with that.
Yeah, that means that my grandmother and my parents, my mom, dad, whoever, would literally have to go out of their way to tell me why I am not supposed to like that person because of the color of their skin or because of that stuff. So it ends up, so the only thing I would say about a Canadian like Trudeau growing up in Canada is that when he was younger, he probably didn't know that blackface was bad. So when they pull the pictures of him as a teenager, doing that, he probably didn't know any better then, just because of the demographics of Canada and whatnot. But then when they got the one with him brown face as a teacher, he probably should have known better at that point. So that was some poor judgment, and I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But I don't believe anybody who says he's a racist. That's ridiculous. He's got the most.
No, people like to jump on bandwagons.
And I really don't care about Trudeau.
It's really annoying.
I voted for him. I don't care about him as far as I could throw him left wing, right wing. I don't care. If he fucking makes a big enough fuck up, I'll burn him. I don't care who you are. I'll tell you did a shitty. You did stupid. It doesn't matter. The brown face is stupid. But anybody who says he's a racist, that's where I start losing it, because it's like, no, I don't think. It's got the most inclusive. The most inclusive parliament that any other prime minister's ever done. He's got the most women on any other cabinet of any prime minister, which were campaign promises, but that doesn't change anything. Anyways, we're talking politics. Nobody wants politics. This isn't flat Earth politics. If it was flat Earth politics, we could talk flat Earth politics. But yeah, and we gotta get our friend here.
We gotta go over to team thingies, don't we?
Well, I was gonna say we gotta get to you first before we leave. So we gotta get off here before Team Skeptic's about to start. So Barman, what have you been up to? We know that, like we said, they passed. If anybody didn't say, and if you are just joining us, you're late. Hit the like, please, and don't forget to subscribe. But Barman, what have you guys been up to? I know you hit 1K subscribers, so now you're going to start rolling in sweet 5-cent nickels, just like the rest of us.
Well, we've got to wait for it to be checked first, haven't we? So we've got that which could take days, weeks, months. It all depends if YouTube actually wants to employ someone to look at our channel.
You know, it'll take them about, honestly, my
guests coming up, which is good.
My opinion, and we're going to get back to that. My opinion, it's going to take about 2 or 3 weeks. It's about what it usually takes most people.
Yeah, it's what we're expecting, so...
Well, except for you son of a bitch. He hit it like fucking 2 hours. He like hit the button and they were like, here's your monetization, dick. Fucking me,
yeah,
I was like...
because I can't understand what he says past that accent.
I was like 15 fucking days. He was like a day and a half or something, or like... sitting there going... But you know what it is? It's exactly what it is. I said that, you know what it is? They're going to have different regions. They're going to have different people doing them, and they're going to have different numbers of people applying too. The North American region and the English speaking, North American and England tends to be saturated. That's North America and England, and everything is that's YouTube right there. Most of the YouTube is there. Yeah. So the thing is, I think that's what happened, is that you get lauded into a larger group of people. That's what I think happened to you, Radical, you dick. It's like a fucking day. What was it? A day? Was it a day and a half?
Mainland Europe, he's easy speaking.
What was it, like a day and a half? What did it take you? Radical?
What do you mean?
Yeah, when you asked for monetization, what did it actually take before they approved you?
I just phoned up YouTube and they said okay.
Yeah. Nobody believes that. No, you hit the button and
it was a few days. It was literally.
It was like 2 days.
3
I think
days,
it was literally 2 or 3 days, and I was like 16, 15 or something. I'm like, motherfucker.
Didn't I tell you about one of those videos? The stream ended and it was yellow. I appealed it. A few minutes later, it was green again.
I've actually gotten. You know what? It depends on what you're. It depends. Like, okay, that happened with Fokker. Okay, so. What happened is the video
was 11 minutes.
But
so how does that work? It was like 2 minutes that it got green again.
They
did watch the video.
They don't watch the whole video, Radical. They get told by the... Okay, so like when you get a... Have you noticed if you get a copyright claim, it tells you exactly where your copyright claim is? Like it's... You can literally click the link and it'll take you right to that point and be like, this is where you got hit. So if there's background noise or whatever caused it, they'll show you exactly. They never used to. They just started that this summer. But because before you'd be like, I don't even know what I got claimed for. But now they take you right to where it's claimed. They get the same thing. They get the same thing from the AI over what the AI saw in your video.
Does it also work for yellow?
But that's what I'm saying. When you get a review, the AI is the one that decided what it didn't like. So it doesn't tell you.
And yeah, they have the data.
See, Radical, they don't tell you and me because they don't want us knowing, frankly. But what they get,
a bunch of
so they get it. So the reason that you were able to have that happen is that the AI said, "Oh, I didn't like this word," or something like that. The person went to it. They saw that it was a complete false net positive on your video by the AI, and they hit giver. Is what happened because.
Well, I did say FFS.
No.
I'm not gonna tag you.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have figured out how that system works. So here's how it works. You ask.
Don't show Pratt's face.
No, just here. Let me finish, and I'll tell you. Okay, so when you
don't show Pratt's face. That's how it works.
When you ask for a review of that, they show it. Okay, so I know that what they do. I've seen what they do. You can don't click your video because you can watch your video once it's up and nobody else can, right? Okay, don't click your video once it's up. If it gets a yellow, don't click it at all. So when I put my video up, it has 0 views, and it's private. Nobody can watch it but me. And you put a review on it. Well, you'll notice over the next day or two, you get 1 view, 2 views, 3 views, 4, 5, 6 views. I had one video hit 20-something views before it got approved. They have a voting. They have a voting. Well, but my last one only hit 6 before it got failed. So they have a voting system. If it's a complete false positive by the AI, I think they can greenlight it and say, yeah, this was wrong. Give her. But if it's something where like for instance, mine, you guys saw my video. You saw the blurred out Coke shot, right? Mm-hmm. I'm positive that's what did it. And when I look at the rules give no wiggle room. You're not allowed to reference drugs, like glorification or drug use, basically drugs. You're not allowed to be monetized. You're not approved for most monetization. And the thing is, 6 of them. They did it only 6 and only in like a day. So what happened is one person looks at it, they give a vote. And another person looks at it, they give a vote. And I think it does a voting system. Because do you know which video went to 20 something before it got approved, but it finally got approved? But I've never seen a video go, it was Orphan Red. And it was because they were because they were tossing. What was happening is the people were debating in the form
of. I don't get it. There's 2 problems on your video. Actually 3 boobs.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, Rajat, I'm being serious right now, though. I'm trying to be serious. I'm saying that's what I'm saying they do, though.
I'm trying to undermine you with all my might.
So, like, for instance, if the first person goes in and they go, I don't think this is good for advertisers, and they click no, so then it gets reviewed by a second person. You know what? This is okay. Yes. It gets reviewed by a third person. Yes. It gets reviewed by a fourth person. No. So now you just... So I think it goes up until it finds a consensus. I think it keeps showing it to people that they have as their reviewers. It keeps saying, hey, look at this. Hey, this is one you need to look at now. You need to look at this one now. And until it gets a clear idea, and so mine only went to 6, my recent one. Well, if they were like, nope, 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 then it just went, nope. It got a consensus. Nope, you failed. Yeah. But the other ones went up to 20 something or 16 or 15 or 10 in one case. I'm sure it's going, oh, he's got some yeses. Oh, it's got some nos. It's waiting to see what gets more. Yeah, and that's how because then, well, it's the only way you could do it, and you could cut out regional differences and stuff too, because like, you know what I mean? Like, because like for instance, what if I'm just a really prudish person and I don't like approving anything? Like, so then I just disapprove everything that I come across of. It's not a very it's a very biased opinion you're getting out of one person.
They should get fired from YouTube.
Yeah, well, exactly, right. So I think that it does that. I think it does a voting,
solve a lot
and
of problems.
It tries to develop an unbiased opinion by basically polling a few of its people to see, hey, what do you guys think of this video? What's your consensus? Because that takes the AI out of the equation now. Because now you got humans that are voting.
It's also using the data to train the AI.
That's the exact other thing too, because exactly then it starts also training the AI, which they said they were doing already. They were using the data to train the AI, but then exactly it shows the AI that, hey, by the way, the humans didn't see it the way you saw it. This is how they saw it. So then it starts allowing the AI to see how it does things differently. So, anyways, we have been logging out for a long time. You didn't finish saying though. I cut you off, and we never got back to it. You had some guests coming on, one of which is me on the 3rd. Everybody.
Yeah, we've got you on Thursday with the Snark. We've got Simon Dan on Saturday, the 5th. I think we've got Bob the Science Guy on the 10th, and then Hith and Planner Walk on the 12th, and GeoStriber on the 19th again. If that's all right, it looks right. I'm looking at the calendar here, but I could be wrong. And then my own channel, I've got, I don't know, more stupid conspiracies coming out. But I just want to say how 4 months ago today, we were at less than 60 subs on the Shills channel.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And we've hit the required hours and the required sub count. So it's like, woo!
I see the chickens
over
there.
The goddamn moon.
I see Robert Goche. You're not allowed to use my real name, Robert. That guy knows my identity. He knows my true beaver identity. So.
Is it Dave?
That's actually one of my buddies. I just saw that there. But yeah, no, we got to jump off. We've been doing this a while. I got to go help with the family. Yeah. But as far as what I'm up to, I've been dragging my heels. I don't know. I had a lot of things going on this last week. I mean, this is just my life, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this is always the answer. It's what I say every time. But I've been dragging my heels on getting another video together, but I'm going to have to do that. Like I said, I got that Rad Vlad that I am currently baby walking through how to like talk on a computer with a microphone. So if we can, if we can get him to figure out how to use the pewter machine, then we'll Turkey, ugly German Turkey. That we call him Turkey. Rob Goche there, he just works at turkey farms half the time. Not lately though, but we call him Turkey or goats. You can call them goats too. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here.
Different animals.
We'll get out of here. But anyways, thanks for the super chats I did get near the beginning, guys. I really appreciate it. It's always been fun. We were gonna have Canadian Thomas and that in here, but a few other people that I sent some invites out. But I guess he got, I don't know, did he get in a car accident?
Yeah, he's not reappeared on Discord on the show, so I'm not sure where he is.
He was just out of our store and he said he'll be home in a few minutes.
Canadian Thomas is just being a dick.
He said he'd be home in a few minutes, but I'm hoping he's okay. But yeah, no, thanks for coming, everybody. Everybody out there in internet world. I'm Turkey Rob. Yeah, Turkey Rob. There you go. Call him Turkey Rob. He's Turkey Rob.
Turkey Rob, cool.
Maybe I'll get him in a live stream. Maybe I'll get him in a live stream one day. He can start talking some shit like all of us, and we can introduce him. He's my buddy that I've been telling him about my channel, and then he finally texted me the other day, and he's like, "Fuck, I watched one of your streams." He's like, "God, those guys are stupid." So he's just been opened up to the world of flat earthers and how much fun they are. So yeah, this will be fun for him. But anyways, we're listing out. We've been doing it forever. Yeah. I literally have been leaving for 20 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
I'm Brainy Beaver. Yeah, I'm Brainy Beaver. This over here was Radical. We got some Sarcastic Barman, and I think is Team Skeptic live right now. Did he already go live?
He was about to go live when I saw my YouTube page before.
Let me see.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Well, you know what? Hey,
for 20 packs.
We're gonna drop this. We're gonna drop this right into the live stream right here. Okay. Let's see. I got the link right here. Just give me 1 second, everybody. We're gonna drop this in here, and then you're all gonna go over to his stream because I might be over there at some point. I gotta find the right window here, and that's where
me and Radical have done it.
I hit the inspect button. You gotta love that. It's not what I meant to do. There we go. Okay, so there's the link to Team Skeptic stream, everybody. Head over there. He is yeah, I know I slurred the shit out of that. There's a anyways, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy, exactly. Head over to Team Skeptic stream. He's going to be starting right away. We all got to get in there, show him some support, show him some love. You know, that cracked out exterior needs some love. Somebody's got to love that thing. Right? Am I right? I'm not the only one. We like teasing. We love Team Skeptic. So anyways, everybody go check out Team Skeptic. I am Brainy Beaver. This is Radical. That's Sarcastic Barman. And this is a Yelling Beaver. Ah!